First of all, Hunter, please give us your elevator pitch. Who is Hunter Badger?
I am a variety streamer for a kind of variety streamer. I'll play one game for 5 months and then switch games, or like I'll play 3 games for about 5 months and then switch games. I stream on right now. I'm streaming Tuesdays, Fridays, and then on Sundays I do mental health streams. And I also started doing interviews recently. I had the Spider Bros on last week.
Hell yeah.
And then sometimes Sundays I'll just do other things, but that's kind of been the main thing I've been doing on Sundays lately. And yeah, and I have let's see, I'm on here. I have a YouTube channel with videos edited by Cam from Tank Bros, and I'm on Twitter. I mean, you won't know as well as anyone how much I'm on Twitter.
Dude,
I'm
love
kind of
Twitter.
on Instagram, and I'm one of the few weirdos who has a Facebook page for my streams that
Ooh.
I barely touch it, but it's there.
Anyone? Okay, first of all, Instagram is like dying, and then
Oh, yeah.
Facebook. Like, do you
Dead.
get any interaction on Facebook?
Only from people. Honestly, the only reason I still use Facebook is because there's certain like IRL friends I have who use that to keep up with my streams, and I do it for them, and that's it. And so literally all I do is I use it the way people tell you not to use Twitter, which is just, hey, here's where I'm going live. There you go.
Yeah, color. I only like Instagram now, I guess, for photos. I'll start taking pictures of stuff. I don't know what stream related I could take pictures of,
Yeah.
and then stories. Like, that's it.
Instagram's better for photos than Twitter is, but for everything else, Twitter's just better.
Yeah, and I never thought that. I never thought I'd be using Twitter ever, and now that I'm like understanding how it sort of works, it's like, holy crap, I love it. And I mean, clearly because I have the fucking tweet pinned like a jerk.
Oh yeah, I just say you're very proud of getting Harry Seller to message you back, which to be fair, that's pretty cool.
I mean, is there anybody who you would want an interaction from?
So what's funny is so my buddy Dark Vanguard, we always make jokes about him sounding like Corpse Husband.
Ooh.
And so I actually pinged Corpse Husband in a tweet once. He didn't respond, but if he would have, I probably would have shit my pants.
Yeah, all I got was an LOL, and I feel validated as fuck.
I mean, hey, you probably get more than most people who ping him.
That's the thing. Like, okay, I saw the video, I made the video, and then that's the beauty of building, like, what you hear all the time, building a community with streaming and whatnot. Is I've surrounded myself with just really good streamer friends, and
Oh yeah.
and all I say is, yo, you guys, help me tag Harris Heller and we can get this shit rolling. And then it's taken. So did you think you'd be where you are now when you started streaming?
No. Then again, when I started streaming, I was not taking it seriously at all.
Yeah.
Like I didn't network. I didn't set a schedule. It was basically, if I felt like going live, I just went live. Or if a friend hit me up and said, hey, let's play some drunk Fortnite, I'd be like, sure, why not? Like, I was not taking it seriously when I first started. So no, I did not think I'd be where I'm at.
Sorry. You good, dude?
Like I scroll through my Discord server sometimes and just look how much I've grown my community, and it's just like, holy cow, how did I get all these beautiful people in here?
Yeah, well, okay, I guess we have to. Hunter and I have a little bit of history with when we started, because I guess did we meet through the Fama Discord?
Yes, we did. Yeah, that's where I found you at. And I was like, oh, he does talk shows. Let's check that out. That could be interesting. And then I was like, oh, this is really fun. I'm going to come around more.
We started was that the first big community that you found, or were you kind of on your own?
Actually, yes, because when I first started, my only streaming friends were the Spider Bros, basically, and then like
Okay.
a few other people. But they were the ones who like were the most serious streaming friends I had.
Okay.
And Pickle told me about the Fama community, and then I talked to him and Speedy, and they pulled me into it. And that was how I got started there. And that was where I made a lot like my first like streaming friends, like, you know, Anna Goes Raw, Herrick. I met this I kind of met the Tank Bros through there, but I was actually through a Spider Bros raid, Dark
Yeah.
Vanguard, like a bunch of other people who I'm still friends with.
It's insane,
And-
the like network that we got. And the crazy thing is, which everybody, by the way, that was a support for support, follow for follow community, as much as we tried to not make it that, you know, like,
Yeah. Oh no. And the thing is like you and I have both realized what that support for support is not great. Like
it's-
it doesn't work, because the problem I have is, and my partner actually called me out on this early on, and I didn't want to believe. It was one of those things where I knew she was right, but I didn't want to listen to her.
Yeah.
And she was like, "Dude," I was telling her because I tell her everything in my life, and I was telling her about this, and she's like, "That just sounds like multi-level marketing for streamers." And I'm like, "No, you're wrong." And then months later, I like literally sat down and I was like, "Love, I'm sorry I doubted you. You were right." Like she was absolutely right. It is multi-level marketing for streamers because all it does is everyone's going back and forth. Like I don't remember who was talking. It was someone who had on recently was talking about how it's throw biddies, throw biddies, throw biddies, throw biddies, and like it's like okay, well you put just as much money into their stream as they put into yours, and neither of you have grown from it.
It's exactly,
And
yep. I was
it
subbed to like
creates
30 people that were also subbed to me. So we were just giving Twitch money.
oh yeah, and it's one of those things that like I'm sure Twitch loves it because it probably makes them tons of money.
Yeah.
And it's kind of one of those things that the problem I have with it is it turns support into a transaction. And support like my mindset is you should support small streamers for the same reason you would support a big streamer because you like the content and it's something you want to support.
Yeah, but it feels so good to legit what you think would be legit. Like that's why we liked it. We thought we were all first of all, streaming's easy. You can you can assumingly make money because money is involved. And then when
Yeah.
you get the idea is this economy of smaller streamers together supporting each other. It feels good. Like everybody's hyped up. It's the other end of that is the hype community sense. And it's just
And the thing yeah, for me it was like when I first joined, when I joined, I was averaging just over like 3 or 4 viewers a stream.
yeah.
I joined my first stream, I would popped up to like I was averaging 8 viewers. Then I was going up into the double digits and I was like, "Holy cow, I'm growing fast," but I capped. I
Yep.
capped at around 13 to 12 average 12 to 13 average viewers in there. I dropped out, my numbers dipped, but now just through growing my own community and doing it myself organically, I've grown back up to even I've gone beyond where I was at before.
Yeah.
And like my numbers don't show it yet just because you know you have to really averages take a while to build, but I'm getting above where I was before just through doing things organically. And like support for support communities there's a roof. If you're only using that community, they encourage you to only use that community. Like, hey, you stick with this community,
Yep.
we're all going to the moon. And it's a lie. It's all a damn lie. And I hate it because I think some of them realize it's a lie and are just manipulating small streamers. I think some of them don't realize and think they're doing something genuinely good for them.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But all they're doing is getting them to grow to a point and then it caps them. Like in Fama's community, I never saw anybody but Fama go above 30 viewers.
Oh, 100%.
Unless they were building their own community outside of it and doing it that way.
And sort of like
Pro Gaming is a perfect example. He was super loyal to Fama, and once he branched off and built his own community, the dude's now a partner.
Crow Gaming is another interesting one I've been watching because it's not, and I don't want to throw him under the bus by any means. I never want to throw
I don't either.
Streamers under the bus. Don't get it twisted, but it seems like he's also building a hype community. I don't think it's necessarily follow for follow, but it still feels sort of like this cult. Like I know we call ourselves the Gert Gang because #hilarious, but there's this weird like Crow Gang. Like, oh, we're all in this to like succeed together.
The Crow community, Crow fam or something.
Yeah, I forget what it was, but it's like there's still that hype work together mindset with other streamers. You know, like what is his content really besides just being hype and playing Call of Duty and getting everybody to like band together?
I don't know. I stopped following him, and I'm waiting for my gifted sub to expire. Honestly.
Yeah, same.
I'm just glad I hit partner, so I didn't have to get his emails anymore. Or I'm glad he hit partner, so
Yeah.
I don't have to get his emails anymore. I'm nowhere close to partner.
Well,
I'm glad he hit partner because now I'm not getting to push for partner emails anymore.
No, he's still. I'm still subbed somehow. He's still sends
Probably a
out,
gifted sub.
Yeah,
Because people just throw him out.
He still sends out emails, but they're sort of good because he goes, okay, like we hit partner, but it doesn't end here. Like he's
got the right mindset. I will give him big props for that. He's got the right mindset because a lot of people think, oh, I hit partner, there's no other milestones, but it's like, okay, there's a huge bridge between hitting partner and being like, you know, even where someone who's hit the thousands is at. There's a huge bridge between that and being where, you know, Shroud is at. Like there's a lot of big milestones to hit after partner. It's just that none of them are labeled. Partner's the last labeled milestone that exists.
Yeah.
All the other ones are just growing and growing and growing. And it's just kind of seeing how much you can grow.
It's very interesting. Partner is basically passing the job in a review. You still have to work after it. Yeah.
Yep. Oh yeah. 100%.
It's interesting to see. I don't want to say I love it, because that's evil. I love I love seeing when people get partner and then they have to they have to find what they are actually doing, because that's like that's the gamification of Twitch that is sort of cool in a way. It gives people those, it's nice to have goals. It's nice to reach towards something and achieve those. That's just human nature. But the fact is, because it's monetized and you can technically make a career out of it, it gets muddy very quick, because you'll do anything to claw your way up to that, and that's building fake hype, blah blah blah, starting these communities where it all funnels up, even though you're saying everybody's working together. It's super tricky, and that's like my big thing with, along with no expectations, is to try and curb that and make sure people are focusing on themselves and not burning themselves out and spinning their wheels trying to build something that's should be fun, you know?
Yeah, and that's one thing. Like when I was watching the show you did with McQueen, I loved the way he looked at it. Of like, just grow organically, just do you and grow organically. And like, if I get to that point, I'm gonna just take a page from his textbook and just do it that way. Because that, in my opinion, that's the way to do it. Is just do it or grow organically, let the growth happen, and like the people who grow organically are always the ones who get partner on that first try.
And I do want to say, when the other trick to that end, growing organically, it's we leave for 2 minutes and we talk about TikTok drama. Now we're talking about follow or support for, like, yeah, a little bit. I guess that was around for a while, but
I say I've never been on TikTok, so I don't know what goes on there.
I can't believe you're not on TikTok yet, dude.
So the problem is, I shit talked it for so long that now if I get on, I'm taking a huge L.
No, you are not. I will, if anybody tries to come at you on that, the trick is using that app and using it properly and funneling people over. It's very, very tricky, and so many people just like I said, spin their wheels, but it's about having fun with it and being creative. The best part about TikTok that people get confused with when it starts to pop off is that it's a creative app. Once again, I'll stand by it. It's content creation with training wheels, but that's a good thing. Like, it helps you. There's trends you can follow and put your twist on it, and then from there start learning how to make things through the app, and then getting these seedlings of ideas, and then go off on your own. But I love TikTok. I don't think you should shy away from it. It's just another tool to use. But that's going to go in. Building organically is, how do you do that exactly? That's the other question.
I know I'll cave. Like, I was talking to Aaron and them about it in the milk bar the other day. I'm gonna cave one of these days. It's just a matter of when.
Yeah.
Like I actually already know what my first TikTok would be. I'm not gonna spoil it, but I know what it would be if I got one. Just because, like, I used to do Vine back in the day, so I had ideas for Vines I'd want to do.
Oh, you were a Viner?
Yes, I did. I did have a Vine back in the day. I love Vine. I miss it. If it came back, I'd totally just make one for my streams. And just put like little and do dumb 6-second videos again.
Sorry, I just memed you real quick. I had to do a what the fuck is up, Kyle.
Vine was the golden era, in my opinion.
Oh, but it's the funny thing. Vine was 6 seconds. They had that formula. The only thing they couldn't really do was monetize, because it's super hard to monetize on short form stuff.
And that's why people who, like, everybody who got big on Vine went over to YouTube, or they went on to other things. Like Logan Paul, he's, not in the best way, but he's made it big. Like Amanda Cerny, she was another big one. She's doing like modeling stuff now. Yeah. Most of them just went over to YouTube and just made their content over there.
That's that's my other favorite conversation, is how do you make your content an investment for you? Or how are you the big thing is streaming, because streaming in particular, for me, it's just the stage. This is where I make my content, clearly, because obviously podcast. But like, how are you making streaming work for you? Those Vines, they made it into an acting career. They made it into, say, a music career, stuff like that. I mean, Harris Heller was on Vine, right? So it's like, how are you doing that?
For me, it's like I use Twitter a lot. I think I use Twitter in the same way people use TikTok. Is I just let my thoughts flow on there, and I just put the dumbest stuff out there. Whether sometimes for me, it's no matter what platform I'm on, I'm being who I am. I'm not changing anything about who I am for a platform. And like, if I went on TikTok, I would not look at the trends. I wouldn't care. I'd do what I want to do and make the content that I want to make. And because the way I see it is, if somebody enjoys that content, then I'll be like, hey, you like this? You'll enjoy my Twitch. I promise. Because you're just seeing the same person doing different things.
I think that's super. I've found when I first started streaming, I don't want to say I put on a front by any means, but I definitely dialed it back, if that makes sense. Like,
You kind of gotta filter. I mean, like, yeah, like I kind of have to filter myself a bit in stream because I have a sailor's mouth, and I've realized like, okay, that can kind of scare people off a bit, so I've kind of dialed it back a bit for streaming, but like not to the point where I become inorganic.
I was about to say,
Like,
have
and
you?
there's certain like obviously none of us are the exact same person on stream as we
Yeah,
are in
yeah, yeah.
person because most of us are too boring in person to act that way on stream. Yet you add a bit of fun to your person like that.
I
But like I still like you know when my IRL friends come on stream, it's not like I'm some person they don't recognize. Like they're just like, oh
ooh,
hey, that's you.
that's a bit. That's ooh. I wonder if anybody feel like someone in real life finds their stream and they go, "This isn't how you act normally." I wonder how many stream.
I've seen
Oh,
I'm not gonna say who, but I have IRL friends. I have a few IRL friends who stream who I've gone their streams and I don't recognize them. Like it's
really?
not and they're not being authentic and I've seen people do that. So yes, it is something I've seen people do. And obviously like with the people I don't know IRL that I watch, I don't know how similar they are. I
Yeah,
kind of know, you know, I guess like Cam and Travis I kind of do because I talk to them a lot off stream
yeah,
and like yeah, obviously like the energy they have is not how they constantly are in real life, but like they're still the same people. They make the same jokes, they have the same personalities. Like it is like what you're seeing on the Tank Bros gaming stream is that.
I I know I come off very brash, and that's kind of worked me. Like right now, there's a lot of TikToks talking. I've had a few stitches where people are just like, I don't normally agree with you, but on the like, it's working out. I just like I said, being so genuine on stream just makes so much more sense. Maybe if you're like an actual like Poppy Fubar is like a character, he's a VTuber for shit's sake.
Yeah. Well,
But
there's a difference between playing a character and being fake because it's like you know, it's kind of, think of it like someone when someone's acting. When you see Keanu Reeves and John Wick, obviously like that's not who he is, but he's playing a character, not trying to make a fake version of himself.
yeah,
And there's a huge line between that. Like I've never seen their content, but I hear people talk about Doctor Disrespect in that same light of like you know he's playing a character, but it's not like he's being fake. He's making it very obvious he's playing a character. He's
yeah.
acting.
Real quick, I think you have chat up, right?
Yep, I do.
I was about to say if
I'm
you
kind of popping back and forth, but
no
it's
no you're
like
good.
all the way over here for me, like all the way on the far side, so I have to look way
Yeah, no,
over.
I have TikTok chat like on the farthest end. Like I'm always talking about guys not watching TikTok chat, and I'm over here sort of ignoring it. Luckily, it's relatively tame. Anyway, I think
Keanu
Roxy
Reeves could kick John Wick's ass.
Twitch is presenting my best. That Roxy, I like that. I see Twitch as presenting the best version of myself. I wouldn't say I
Yeah,
necessarily do that, but I love that.
I agree with Roxy on that. That's actually a really good way of putting it. Actually,
Yeah. Streamer tip: talk to chat. Cosplay, you absolute bully. Um,
I mean, some people need that. Some people real like as much as that tip is thrown everywhere. There's a lot of people who still need it.
the talk to chat thing.
Oh yeah, there was I think I was talking to someone about this. Yeah, I think I was mentioning it to I was talking to Raven Arm the other day about this.
Yeah.
Because like yeah, I have joined streams, and it's not even like they're a big streamer either. There's probably like 4 people in their stream, and none of them are talking. And I'll say something to them, and they don't respond for like 5, 10, 15 minutes, and I'm like, what are you doing? Look at your chats. I get like you know sometimes I'll go a minute or two without looking at it in a really intense moment, but like I will always go right back to it within a minute or.
It's it's tricky because here's the thing. Here's something I've learned, and it's kind of it's part of that gray area is you're allowed to run your stream how you want. If you're not
Mhm.
going to read the chat, you are taking a hit. It's kind of just like the turning on follower only mode thing. It's going to hurt your growth in some ways, but
Oh yeah.
that doesn't necessarily mean it's going to stop your growth, which is what it's just like, are you worried about your growth? And it's just like, first of all, it's not up to you. If I make the choice to do something on my stream, obviously that's my choice.
Oh, absolutely. And that's why it's streamer tips and not streamer do this.
But that's what people take it as that. People see those quote unquote tips
Oh,
and it's a law. So many people also I saw the claps. Jeff, no.
the only,
I will
I
not
say the
talk to
only
chat.
law with streaming is the Twitch TOS. Like that's the only law there is
Yeah,
for streaming.
100%. So many people see that. And I don't know if it's a younger crowd or an older crowd seeing those tips and going, "Oh my god, this is how I have to run it." Me personally, I think it's the older crowd that see those tips and they're just like, "I don't understand why am I not growing if I follow these to a T, you know?"
Yeah, and the thing is, I think with the older crowd, I mean, it just depends on how you're defining the older crowd. Like, are we the older crowd? Is it people
Well,
older than us? Like,
I don't know, chat. What's an older crowd? I would consider younger anything. Uh,
if you do nothing and there's 10 people less in the chat and I talk and you don't respond in a minute, I'll leave. That's fair. That's fair. And
And I don't think
like
cosplay is saying it in a mean way either. It's just like
yeah,
that's just the
no, that's
nature of the
fair.
beast.
It's one of those things I also have tried lately to keep my chat. I keep the creator dashboard up instead of the channel so that my chat's on the inside of my right monitor.
Yeah.
So that way, like I can kind of catch movement of the chat in the corner of my eye, and I can catch it within a minute or two at most. And I keep timestamps on to hold myself accountable too. So that way, if I read the chat and I realize it's been a minute since I saw the message, since the message went through, I'm like, oh, I need to get on this.
Yeah, I've not that I've given up on you guys as far as chat goes, but with the podcast in particular, it's kind of
It's hard.
it's
I
hard.
was when I interviewed the Spider Bros this past weekend, and also when I had Travis on for my mental health stream. I was like, I get it now. I get why Anime Daddy struggles to read chat sometimes because, like, what happens is you're talking to the person, and the person's like talking and talking and talking, and you don't want to interrupt them to look at chat. So you're like waiting for a good break to check. It's kind of like it's kind of like a Midwest goodbye when you keep trying to leave, but the person keeps talking. It's kind of like that. Like you keep
A
trying to check
Midwest
chat.
goodbye. Dude, I feel that. That's like my family. Whenever we try, honestly, my family and my friends, every time we say goodbye at least 8 times.
It's just how it is, especially now with COVID times where we're only seeing each other every once in a while.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
there's so much to catch up on. You're like, wait, but I gotta tell you this, and I gotta tell you this, and I gotta tell you this, and I gotta tell you this.
Yeah.
And next thing you know, it's 3 hours after you first said goodbye.
Yeah, that's why I usually stay up until like 4 a.m. because we're saying goodnight, but it takes us like 10 hours to say goodnight because
Oh,
we always find
I was
something.
up till 6 a.m. last night. I woke up an hour before this interview.
Oh my God. Yeah, I was up till I think 3. We were in the milk bar, which by the way, everybody, we're gonna be hanging out in the milk bar afterwards. Hunter, obviously, you're more than
Heck
welcome.
yeah, I will. I say it depends on because my partner's coming over today, so I don't know what time she's heading over, but I will pop in until at least until she gets here.
No, all good. But yeah, no, it's sorry. I do want to jump back a little bit. I saw we have 25 plus, older is 40 plus. Those are two very different answers from Joey and cosplay. I think older streamers are 30 and up. I think anything below that, it kind of teeters because anything 20 and below might be super young. Ooh.
Yeah, because the youngest streamer I've ever tuned into is like 14, I think, something like that, 14 or 13.
We got him. We got him, boys. FBI, we got him.
No, it was this kid who like had shown up to my streams a lot, and he was like super supportive. So I was like, all right, I'll go see what he's got going on. He was playing GTA. I said one thing, and he never responded, so I just left and never went back. I was like, all right, if you can't even, you got to talk to chat, kid. Come on.
I'm 30 and up. I'm now attacking my chat. Everybody's gonna leave. I do. Ooh, and
30
like
and up, fuck you.
sorry, dude.
Oh yeah, there's streamers who were like I've seen, there's one streamer I saw who they were like 78, I want to say.
yeah,
and they were streaming.
there's the grandpa gaming there's grandma streamers and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
there's an entire. I think there's like an Overwatch competitive team that's just all senior citizens.
So stronger than you. Yes, I know cosplay. I am going back to the gym though. Ooh, that's another thing. Do you keep your? I finally this stream I've kept my viewer count on. You keep yours off, right?
I learned early on, like, because I used to keep it on, and it destroyed. Because I'd get super amped up when I saw 8 new people come into chat, and then when 10 people left, I'd be like,
I'm not gonna
and
lie to you.
so
It's been nice because it's been a decent viewer count, but if it dips, I don't know how I'll act. I want to act normal because we're obviously thank God we're friends. I know you, so I can keep having the conversation. But if I had like a bigger guest on and it went down to like 2, I'd be like, oh fuck my soul.
yeah, no, and it's like, and that's why I keep it off. Is just I don't, and now I can still peek at it because I get tempted every once in a while, and
Yeah.
because if you if you have a creator dashboard on, you hover your mouse over it, it peaks. So I will peek every once in a while, but for the most part, I just keep it off for my own mental health.
It's tough, dude. I don't know because I know McQueeb keeps it on, and it's just like, is there a point where you can kind of do it? Like I said, I can't thank you guys enough for sticking around because I don't want to say it out loud, but there's a good amount in here and it feels good. But yeah, I feel like I would mentally hit like after stream because it's part of I guess that keeping things going for the conversation. After stream, would be like, fuck, what did I do? What did I do wrong? You get in your head.
Oh yeah. And what I will do is I'll like check my stream summary after the stream and look at it to be like, okay, let's see how I did now. Now that I'm not on camera, now that if it tanks my self-esteem, then I can take that hit without being on camera. Let's take a look at
Yeah. Sorry.
and I kind of use that as a metric to like see like, okay, I did something new today. How did people take it?
Sorry, I just saw Yippee Fox. Which by the way,
Oh,
Yippee
no.
Fox, you're OG too. Yippee Fox goes way back as well.
I
There,
actually have to turn it on, but I feel like it affects me a little different when it drops. Bitsy, I guess it depends on which screen you're watching because like you can watch your mod view, your channel, your creator dashboard. So it always depends on what you're looking at.
yeah. Also, does that? I guess mentioning viewership also affects the audience as well, right? Because me saying there's a bunch of people in here, there's like, oh man,
Oh
if we
my
leave,
gosh.
it'll. Ooh, I'm sorry, everybody. I just thought of this because me mentioning the viewership, like in particular, you don't want to mention it because now if
Hmm.
they do choose to leave, which you guys are allowed to, you don't have to stick around. I plant that little seed saying, oh my god, if I leave, it'll affect him mentally. Which, by the way, you
Yeah.
guys, if it does go down to two, I'm strong boy. I can deal with it. But there's also that aspect. You put the responsibility on them as well by watching your viewership.
Oh yeah, and that's why like I've been in streams where people are like, oh hey, there's 4 lovely people in here. There's 9 lovely people in here, and I'm like, stop doing that.
Oh,
It's not good for you.
I never thought of that.
Yeah,
Damn.
and I'm like, I get you're putting a wholesome spin on it, but you're still watching and mentioning viewership, and you gotta. Again, I'm not gonna tell people how to stream, but when I see that, I'm just like, ew, gross.
Damn. Holy shit. Yeah, you're right. You want to make it as everyone leave and make Anime Daddy cry. No, don't do that. Be here for Hunter. If anything, be here for Hunter because he's dope as shit. But no, that I never thought about that, dude. Wow. It's that weird balance you have to find, and with live streaming, that's so fascinating to me is the balance between audience and streamer. Because yes, it's your
Yeah,
show, but also it's for the people who come in eventually, right?
it's the same reason. Like I'll be like I I don't like I look on Twitter and I see people sharing their numbers all the time, and I'm just like, no, I'm not. I'm not saying it's wrong for people to do that, but I will never share my numbers just because it's for me. It's not about the numbers. Like, yeah, I want to get to a point where I can go full time. I want to eventually hit partner, but like I want to put my focus on. All right, let's keep improving the content. Let's do everything I can to improve, and the numbers will speak for themselves.
It's
And so for me, as long as I am putting out the best that I can give and continuously improving, I feel good. Though that is my like when I set streamer goals, it's just to improve myself. I'm not looking at numbers, I'm not looking at subs or anything like that. I'm just looking at improving me and my content.
Yeah, that should be the main focus. I think I don't really celebrate. Does anybody, Chad? Do you guys celebrate numbers? Like I've never done the TikTok where this is how much I've got. I've never even done an event where like when I hit a
I've
thousand.
Yeah, same. I might do like I'm thinking of maybe doing a giveaway at 500 just to give back to my community, but that's about it.
Yeah. Do you guys
Like if
should I celebrate? I feel like we've hit some fucking goals, but I don't know. I feel like
watching viewer numbers is one thing, but I used to get put off a lot more if I had a lot of people as viewers and zero chatters. I always want people to feel like they can converse and know. And the thing is, Yippee, is like a lot of people. And this is something I learned from going on the Twitch subreddit, which I know you don't go on there, but I love going on there because you. Here's the thing: is you're not only hearing from streamers, you hear from viewers a lot, and you can hear what people
ooh,
because a lot of the people on there are viewers, like only viewers who seek out small streamers, and they will tell you what they do and don't like to see. Um,
interesting.
and a lot of them, like, a lot of them hate it when they follow someone and the person says, "How are you doing?" And so what I changed it to was, "Hey, if someone follows, like, hey, welcome to the Badger Clan. Glad to have you here. Hope you are having a wonderful day." Just like sticking to just statements
Yeah.
so that people don't feel obligated to chat to answer a question.
Well, yeah, there was that whole thing on Twitter where I mentioned it earlier with Camilla was someone doesn't like to be called out when they hit the follow button.
Then don't hit it. Like I will going to say your name. I'm gonna give you some hype. I'm gonna be like, "Hey, welcome to the stream. Thank you for being here." Like I'm gonna show my appreciation because you just committed to getting notifications every time I go live, and I love you for that. So like
Yeah.
accept my love or don't. I don't know, but
Oh my
like
god.
I'm gonna keep doing what I do. I'm gonna keep doing me. If I realize that something I'm doing is
That's
not great, that I might change it, but that I don't see as being problematic because you're just showing gratitude, and a lot of people want that. Because on the flip side, a lot of people might leave if you don't show them gratitude for following you. So what's the right way to do it?
a lot of people. That's what's got me twisted about like say donations and subs and bits and stuff. A lot of people a part of why I stopped being affiliate and the whole money thing is I get worried about the expectations when people donate. It's just like, what sort of reaction do you want when you donate to someone? Like, clearly, once again, it's up to the streamer to react. You shouldn't be angry, but there's going to be, you can't deny the fact that like if you donate $100 to somebody and they go, "Oh, thanks, man."
It kind of stings. That's why I react to it as if somebody just handed me that money. Like,
Yeah.
because that's what they're doing. It's literally just you're just handing someone money for being cool. Like, that's it. That is what a donation is. And a sub is just, and it's like when people, and also I kind of, what I kind of like psychological thing I did was I changed my sub alert to be the intro to Crazy Train by Ozzy Osbourne because that's super hype.
Yeah.
And it's like, and it kind of jumps me a little bit, but it kind of jumps me into like a, oh, hey, this is exciting. And then I get an excited, and then it gives me, it makes it easy for me to give an excited reaction. So I almost kind of like classically conditioned myself a little bit
Sorry, I
in that
definitely
sense.
misspelled. I was trying to do chat. There's that balance of chat. Narrator. Yeah, I go into the weeds with my conversations. We don't shy away from like monetization and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, no, like I'm obviously not going to pull up my numbers or anything, but like I'm not afraid to talk about this kind of stuff at all.
I don't think you should be because if you're trying to the business side of stuff, which is once again fine, you need to talk about it. You need to talk through it. That's once again why I love this stuff. It's fascinating, but also because not a lot of people will get into the nitty gritty of like the mental. I don't want to say fortitude because
It sounds like streaming is a burden at that point when you say it like that.
yeah, and it
But
isn't, but it can be sometimes. It can feel like
Nubbins
that.
put it really well. Nubbins put it really well that there's a lot of awesome stuff to streaming. It's awesome to build community. It's awesome to create content. It's awesome to just have fun with people. But there are downsides to everything. Nothing is all good. There
Ooh.
is, when you take dips in numbers, how much I hurt your self-esteem. There's when your chat is dead and you're struggling. And there's, sometimes times when like stuff outside of your stream happens and you don't have you just don't have it in you to stream because it does take a level of energy to be able to do it. Like you have to take mental health days. And a lot of people, that's one of the things that a lot of people don't realize is like, just because you have the time, as you said, just because you have the time to stream 5, 6, 7 days a week doesn't mean you should, because you might not have the energy for that. Most people don't.
I just do, dude. The people that stream, even if you're a full-time streamer, because that can vary depending on like how many hours. You can be a full-time streamer and still do as many hours as I do. Like, assumingly,
Oh
I
yeah.
could be a full-time streamer. Though it's just, I think there's that disconnect of streamer content creator. I think they should be one and the same in a way, because if you're streaming, once again, this is just the stage. I don't know what I'm doing with my hands now. So Italian, you know.
I mean, I use hand gestures all the time.
Yeah, but like you hear it constantly. You make content off of the platform to grow your stream, and then like convince people to come to the live shows. But like, I can't imagine streaming 5 days a week. That gives me a headache.
No, I couldn't either. Because the other thing is that unlike YouTube and other things, streaming is a time commitment. Like YouTube, you just make your content, slap the video, and it's there until you delete it, or until it violates Twitch's, or not Twitch's, YouTube, whatever that is.
Yeah.
But like that, and that's the difference with streaming and other content. Like, and with TikTok is the same way. You put it up there, and it's up there until either you or TikTok decide to take it down. So in streaming, you gotta be there. You gotta be there on the spot, or you gotta watch the VOD within the next 14 days, which isn't the same in my. I never watch VODs that aren't my own because it's just not the same. And I only watch my own VOD just to critique myself.
Yeah, which is really important, by the way. Everybody, you should do that at least a little bit. But go on.
Yeah, like obviously you don't have to sit through your entire VOD, but like skim through it a bit and watch certain segments just to see how you're acting and how you as a viewer would feel about being in that setting.
My big thing with rewatching stuff is now I take my time with take my time in the sense that I try not to say like or or we gotta focus.
Yep. It'll focus when it wants. It'll focus when it wants to.
You're good. Like that. I just said but it is. I've been able to watch the VODs. Hey, you guys, you say like a lot, whether you know it or not. You say like.
Oh yeah, for sure.
A lot. And luckily I have software that takes those words out automatically for me. Shouts out Descript. It is a paid service, but God, does it save me time on editing.
I bet.
But please watch your VODs at least for a little bit so you can figure out what you're doing, because it's just it helps, and you can see your energy, and then you go, okay, maybe that was, I guess it's part of that being the better version of yourself on stream for everyone. God, that was so good, Roxy. I love that.
That Roxy put it perfectly. That she hit the nail on the head. I couldn't have put that any better, honestly.
Yeah. Once again, I said there. Cool. Now I'm definitely noticing it.
it's kind of like you're breathing. You just make yourself aware of it, and then you can't stop.
Yeah, now I'm thinking like when you say a word a million times and it stops becoming an
Mm.
actual word. This is my
Oh yeah.
wisdom for a year. You got it, Roxy. We'll put it in the frame. We'll frame it with my Harris Heller tweet because it's so
Oh
freaking
my
good.
gosh. I love it.
But it, damn, oh damn. But I
Ugh.
doubling. Wait. I'm sorry. We got tangents.
I mean, I have ADHD brain, so it's fine.
It's fine. It's totally fine. I think I'm not gonna. Okay, this isn't meant to sound offensive or anything, but I feel like a lot of us streamers have ADD or ADHD. Like a lot of us. That seems to be at least the people I hang out with. A lot of people have that. Is that just me or?
I haven't officially been diagnosed, but I have had multiple people who have diagnosed ADHD tell me like, yeah, you definitely have it. And I'm like, oh, well, when I'm getting called out by people who have it, I suppose there's probably a good chance of it.
Sorry, I saw cosplay.
I need to get a test done one of these days for it, but I'll get to it when I'll get to it when I'm done, hyperfixating on everything else in my life.
Yeah, I can't. That's the problem with me is I will have these conversations. Like we'll hang out in the Discord. I'll be trying to edit something. Maybe that's why I like multi-streaming so much is because I'm semi-focused. I mean, you guys see me. I like grab my mic stand and stuff, but like I have the chat over here. I have the chat over there. I have 3 different feeds that I'm going on. It just, in a way, it's calming or it helps me focus more. I don't know. There's a lot. I just feel like so many people say that they have ADHD, and I know Al did.
Oh yeah,
say,
I mean, it's kind of like it's the same with like bipolar and OCD. Like people self-diagnose themselves all the time, even when they don't actually have it. Like
ooh,
it,
self-diagnosing. Mm.
that's a big issue. I mean, I have I have a bachelor's in psychology.
Yeah,
Now obviously that does not make me anywhere close to a professional. I'm not a licensed therapist.
yeah,
I am not your therapist, and I never will be. But I have a bit of knowledge from the field, and like the biggest thing is like when I first like when I was in school and even shortly after I graduated, people are like, "Oh, are you gonna start diagnosing me now when you talk to me?" I'm like, "No, I'm gonna do the opposite. I'm gonna avoid doing it because I know I'm not qualified. I know enough to know that I don't know what I'm talking."
yeah. That's the what is it? The fallacy. The more you know, the more you know, the more you.
Realize you don't know. The
Yeah,
more you become aware of what you don't know.
yeah. I forgot what it is. Sorry, I made
And
that
like
sound so dumb.
yeah, so it's one of those things that like I see, and I'm more so the kind of person who if I see someone diagnosing another person that and they don't know what they're talking about, I will call that out instead. Like, hey, no, don't diagnose this person. They don't have that. Just because your friend has a lot of mood swings does not mean they have bipolar. Just because your friend is a neat freak does not mean they have OCD. Cut it out.
Yeah, it's. I hate. Like I said, everybody says they have. I don't know. I don't want to put like words in people's mouths or like misdiagnose and all that stuff. But it's.
Thoughts on ADHD coaches and doctors on TikTok? I haven't seen it, so I can't say. All
Ooh,
I will say is that the person doesn't have at least a master's. They should not be pretending they're an ADHD.
yeah. Well, that's.
If you don't have the clinical licensing, don't pretend you're a therapist or a psychologist. If you if and again, it's just because I'm not on TikTok. The only TikToks I see are the ones that make it over to Twitter, or that make it over to Facebook or wherever.
Yeah. Also, real quick,
So,
can we get some claps in chat for Tosca? I think Tosca got through 75 chicken nuggets, or was it 65? I forget. Tosca
oh
did
my
it.
god,
Yeah, Tosca did a chicken nugget challenge.
my stomach hurts just thinking about that.
I'm really hungry, so it sounds really good right now. But
I also don't like chicken nuggets because I used to work at McDonald's, so it ruined it for me.
85. Oh my God, Tosca, are you okay? Do we need to call?
Tosca, I have some IBS medicine. If you end up needing it later, let me know.
Unbelievable. Oh my God. Ah, shit, that's funny. Jordan, you did 4 bubble teas. I know, Joey. I know. What did
Hey,
Harp?
bubble tea is good.
Bubble tea is good. What did Harp say? I've been streaming. Oh my God, my chat's going. Um, do you think that too many streamers get way into it without like there was the thought process that Kadea said that a lot of our hobbies are monetized now. Like we monetize our hobbies. And I think that's what a lot of streamers do is they end up getting into it because it's fun or they try and make friends and then they're convinced through Twitch. Do you think it should be more of Twitch's job to kind of like curb that or they're just
Not
gonna,
really. Twitch. Here's the thing. Twitch has a pretty good TOS as it stands, and I like that they do continuously update it when they realize that there's mistakes in it. Like and again, I'm as quick to praise Twitch for what they do right as I am to criticize them for what they do wrong. Like I think in that regard they're doing fine as they are. Like if you want to get on and you want to just do GTA gameplay and not talk to your chat, that's fine. Your numbers will show.
Yeah.
And do what you, as long as what you're doing is not promoting hate, which again against TOS, just don't violate TOS and don't be a dick.
Ooh, well, I'm sure you saw the whole like debacle over like Twitch watching you off stream and all that stuff.
Oh yeah, I mean, I was on you and Unstable Pisces side with that one. Like I was with both of you.
Yeah, it's so crazy. I don't know
Also, if we had Unstable Pisces here, we'd have the Bald Diva trifecta.
Oh, I'm convinced that Unstable is my gay doppelganger. I think he has the like same
You
shape.
two are a lot alike.
Like are maybe I have a bigger Italian nose, but that might be it. I don't know.
I mean, you might be. I don't know if
All I gotta do is
Unstable's here right now.
get rid of the eyebrows.
Well, you have to get rid of the eyebrows and draw on angry ones.
Oh yeah, and then I have to take off my hat. But it's insecure about my bald head.
Okay, listen. You look that picture you posted. You looked great.
Oh yeah, that's right. I did post a picture on Twitter, which by the way, if you guys aren't following me on Twitter, shameless plug, check out my Twitter, please, and my YouTube because we're trying to get that to pop off. But
It's pretty lit.
yeah, my Twitter is fucking. I'm killing.
Your Twitter is cursed and chaotic, and I love it.
I love Twitter. I never thought I'd be on Twitter, and I am.
Same.
It's
Same.
It's so funny seeing people go, I don't get Twitter. I don't understand Twitter, and I think it's
Just post things. You can literally post anything on there. You can post your own butthole on there. They don't care.
Did you like my comment on Twitter? Tosk, I don't even know. There's so many comments on Twitter. You'd have to say what it is here. But the kicker about, and this is with any social media, I think, is you still have to be very, very present on it. Like,
Oh yeah, like yeah, just hang out. Like you said, just use it as a chat room. Just chill.
so many people, I think, don't invest enough time. And that's the kicker is time. Because I've even noticed, like, you've kicked up a notch on your presence on social media. And I think that's
Oh yeah.
exactly what it's taxing. It's once again, it's the work, but it's the fact that you need to spend that time making those connections with other people. It's social media. It's literally in the name. But
Oh, yeah.
I think people underestimate it. And that's where like all of my growth has been, is just literally being present on social media. And I'm tired.
Yeah.
But I do what you spend most of your time on Twitter, right? Or what's your main
Yeah. Twitter for sure.
Twitter?
I mean, I post a lot on YouTube, but I don't spend a lot of time on there because, like, you can't really grow from watching other people's YouTube. Like, you're not going to build community by watching other people's YouTube. Like, where you make friends and where you do good networking is on places like Twitter and TikTok are two big ones for networking.
Sorry, Task. Yeah, I saw the MTV one where I had blonde hair. I looked like a punk ass bitch on the beach. This is my
Night
first
Owl just focus like Twitter and TikTok, and then just post YouTube videos where you can. And even YouTube videos can just be clips,
What
just clips, highlights
what
from
about
your streams.
like YouTube comment sections? I feel like they're all just, depending on the video, either toxic or not. Nobody comments on my YouTubes. Not that
I
they-
never touch YouTube
YouTubes.
comment sections most of the time. Like I might glance through them to find a few jokes in there because sometimes people post some zinger
Yeah.
one-liners, but that's about all I scroll through them for. I post 2 comments on YouTube a year.
Jeez.
Like I'm not even kidding. I almost never comment on YouTube videos ever.
I mean, honestly, same. I almost never comment. I commented on Harris Hellers because I had a joke about the panels thing. But beyond that, that was
Yeah.
the first time I commented on a YouTube video in a year, maybe 2.
Yeah, like there's like you're not gonna get really good at, like, you're not gonna have good interactions doing that. Like if you want to make like the place to make friends is Twitter. It really is. I've made a lot of friends who, like, we never go to each other's streams, but we just talk back and forth on Twitter.
That's huge. That's another part of the expectations things, is there's
Oh my God,
so
no.
many people I interact with on social media, and that's it.
Yeah, and it's fun, and that's fine. Like people are like, "Oh, you should come. We talk on Twitter. Come to my stream. Come to my stream." And it's like, no, I'm not gonna. Like that makes me like. What makes now I am the person who, if I talk to someone on Twitter enough and I see their streamer, I will actually follow them
Yeah.
just to go see what their content is like when I get the chance to. Because I'm like, you know what? If I enjoy talking to you on Twitter, maybe I'll enjoy your content as well. So I'll follow them and see if I enjoy their.
Yeah.
But like, I don't see it as expectation. If I have 800 conversations with someone on Twitter and they never come to my stream, that's fine. Maybe Twitch isn't their thing. That's fine. Maybe they just don't want to see my content. That's fine. You don't need a reason not to see my content. It's your choice. It's free will, my friend.
That's 100%. I don't. not that there's anything wrong, and once again, thank you guys for being in my stream. I appreciate it. It's unfortunately it's where it matters. Being in the live stream kind of matters. But then again, if your posts get a lot of hits, that's also like you don't have to be a live streamer to be successful on, say, social media or the internet or
Oh
as a
yeah,
content
no.
creator.
I
But
mean, there's
it's
a reason that there's influencers who are just on Instagram or just on Twitter. Like,
yeah, but it's this weird, it's that streamer mentality, I guess, where it's like, how am I going to convince people to come to my live stream? But it's like that unless it's that
put your genuine self out. Like, again, like I said, put your genuine self out there to as many platforms as you can, and if they want to come, they'll come.
yeah, that's best case scenario. But so many people can't get in that, and that's why they get into those communities because people are expected to show up. Did you know that there was one where they had a bot that went into people's channels to keep track of like how long people stayed in and then spent on other streamers? Yeah, dude.
Ew,
People get
that's
like
people
grifty as
get way
hell.
too serious. People get way too serious about the numbers and shit like that. And it's like, if you are like, I don't know, if you are monitoring how much somebody is coming into your stream, you're not becoming a streamer, you're becoming a dictator. That's what you're trying to be, is just more of a dictator than a streamer. Like, you don't need to do that. Hang out, like, don't worry so much about who's not in your stream. Worry about the people who are there and talking to them and keeping them entertained. They should be your focus. Do not even like, if you don't need to be thinking about the people who are not in your stream. If
Yeah,
they want to be there, they'll be there. And when they do come, give them a good show.
that's the clip.
There it is.
That's the clip. I feel like I've been having more of these moments. Does that mean I'm getting good at this fucking thing? I've been having
You
more.
are. I mean, you like, even just in the time, because I started following you like after you've been already doing this for a while, and even just in the time I've been following you, I've seen you get even better at this.
I'm just talking. I feel like I'm decent at curating a conversation, if that makes sense. I'm good at talking, which is insane to think, but I don't
It's
know.
also one of those things you learn how to transition smoothly, how to be able to keep an eye on chat. Like, you just learn all of those things,
Yeah, it's
and
just
like
doing it. Yeah,
it becomes more muscle memory, and you don't have to think about it as much.
it's true. Yeah, I guess that's it. Also, real quick, Yippee mentioned, I think, follower only mode. Personally, I feel like it's a block on those people who. Okay, I'm gonna do a little rant on it real quick, and then Hunter, I'll let you hit it. Is that okay?
Go for it.
I know a few creators. Oh, I'm slowing down. We're slowing down. Why are we slowing down? I know a few creators who have only had. I think Noah, that fool Noah, has follower only mode on. If I remember,
Does he? I've never seen one. I went in there, but I've also been following him for quite a while. So
same. I'm pretty sure he does, and we see he has had good growth. I think it's kind of, no offense to him by any means, it's kind of stalled out, but that's what happens unless you start changing stuff up. But for the most part, he's lived in follower only mode. I think depending on how you market yourself, your content outside of that, the fact that you have a little extra barrier that says if you want to be a part of this community, all you have to do is hit the button to interact with it. Like if you like the conversation, I don't think it's a bad thing. It does hinder growth, generally speaking, but I think you can still build a more tight-knit community by having follower only mode on, because it makes people kind of second guess. Whether that second guess is good or bad, it's up to the streamer. Once again, you're allowed to. I would suggest not having it on, but I don't think there's anything wrong with it. And then if anyone attacks you for it, then like go lick a sidewalk. I don't know.
really, my opinion, I'll never attack anybody for what they do on stream unless I see it as toxic. Which follower only mode is not toxic. Like you said, it's not toxic. It does hinder you, so you have to be ready. If you're gonna do it, you have to be ready to take that hit. Which I think anybody who does it is ready. And the main reason I have seen for people doing this, I've seen this talk again, Twitch subreddit. I see a lot of people mention that they do it to keep bots out a little, because
Yeah.
you can limit how much bots can get in your channel, and people who get severe problems with that, or people who get severe problems with people trolling them, will do it. So like typically, I always look at it as when someone does it, they've had good reason. In most cases, I've seen they have good reason for it, but again, if you're ready to take that hit to your growth, then I say go ahead and do it. Just make sure you know in your head and make sure you prepare yourself for that hit you are going to take when you do it. And if you are prepared for it, by all means, go for it.
Yeah, I don't know if it really works for the bot. I think it doesn't stop bots.
It slows them down, but it doesn't stop them.
Yeah,
Because some of the bots like have been programmed to where they can follow you and then start spamming, but some of them don't have that programming to follow someone. So then once they hit that follow barrier,
Yeah.
they get stopped. So again, it kind of bottlenecks how much they can do it.
Yeah. Also, like what Cosplay said, run your stream how you want. That's the
Yep.
whole. That's the.
Oh
If there
yeah,
is
and that's why I say like I'm never gonna put someone on blast like, oh, you're using follower only mode. What
dude,
the heck? Like
when
I don't care. I
okay,
don't care.
I'll drop his
As long
name
like do your thing. Do
on
your
a
thing. Just know what it's gonna do to you.
yeah, on the what John was saying earlier, the Twitch talk drama, which I love, on TikTok is this dude Big E. Does anyone know? There you go. Cosplay dropped it already.
Big E. The only Big E I know of is in WWE.
He's a content creator. He's a YouTuber. He
Oh,
does
then I don't know.
he also streams on Twitch and then he went to YouTube and then he went back. Anyway, he was playing Apex and the way he went about this was fucked up and he realized it but then still stuck to his guns. He was playing Apex, he raided into a dude or no. He either raided or went to a dude that like killed him in Apex. He wanted to congratulate him and then he went to the dude's stream and it was follower only mode and he said what the fuck, it's follower only mode, which kind of I get it, but also whatever, it's not the end of the world either. Just
hit a button.
either
And
hit a
then if you
button
want to
or
unfollow,
bail.
or hit another button.
Yeah, or yeah, if you want to unfollow, hey, unfollow, you know?
Yeah, like it's not like you have to pay money to follow someone. Just hit the button.
Yeah.
Easy peasy.
Real quick, be Fox. There is the fact of there have been 2 raids that we got raided into with a follower only mode, and I was bummed because you go into a raid with hype, but then once again, it's unfortunately the streamer's stream. If you raid into it without knowing, it's kind of not on you. So it's a shitty situation, but there's nothing you can really do.
What I have learned, so I learned this from 2 different instances. One of them where I raided the Tank Bros while they were on a bathroom break. And one of them where I raided my friend while she was doing stretches and she was like she was touching her toes, and so I raided into just an ass shot.
Nice.
And I was just because I didn't check what I was raiding into. So now what I do is before I raid, I pull someone's stream up, I mute it, and I just see what they're doing first. And then I'm like, okay, they're good, raid in. But I make sure they're not on bathroom break and not doing something weird before I raid it.
Not doing something weird. I guess I have to.
I mean, there was the time Fama decided to go on Tinder during his stream, and I almost talked someone into raiding him before someone else was like, no, don't do it. He's doing Tinder stuff. And I was like, oh, yeah, don't do that then.
Oh,
that's weird.
What's wrong with Tinder? Just trying to get a date on stream.
Oh, God. It was gross. Because, A, he broke Welsh laws doing that because he doxed all the girls that were on there.
Oh, yeah, I guess that is true. I guess
he doxed all of them, and then he was also making comments on their bodies on stream, which was gross. So... like
yeah, we were doing cringe contest where people were sending in cringe memes, and then it was kind of just us bullying people. But like if it's on the internet, like
you're prepared for it.
Yeah, I don't know. I want to bring some sort of cringe contest back in some way. But anyway, we got way off topic. So there was this dude, Big E, and he went over and the dude had follower only. And then what he ended up doing was recording the dude. I don't think he gave his name. Maybe he did, maybe he didn't. But he definitely recorded the dude's like face for the video. And he said, I don't get this. You're stunning your growth. This is not quote, by the way. This is from what I can sort of remember. And kind of like put the dude on blast for having follower only mode. It's like, why are you on Twitch if you have follower only? It's just like, the dude might have a different journey. It's not like, why are you judging this dude because of the way he runs his stream? Okay, he has follower
like he's
only.
not being toxic. He's just filtering.
Yeah,
that's
and
all
then,
he's doing.
Like I found the dude that I'm pretty sure he had his name on the stream, and then I went and found the dude, and he had like maybe 30 followers. Like there was no goals in mind. He just streamed for fun, it looked like, and if it went somewhere, it went somewhere. And then,
I was gonna say that's another thing is a lot of people give streamer tips, like when people give unsolicited streamer tips, they give it as if everybody's trying to get big, and that's the thing we forget. Not all of us are trying to make it full time. Yeah. I know people who they just like they want to keep streaming a side thing for the rest of their life, and they don't ever want to get big, and that's fine. Like if you don't like stream for fun, like it doesn't have to be about growth. It can just be about having fun.
Yeah, a lot of people assume just because, and then especially when you see people affiliated, you go, well, you signed the contract. Like I say that too, but also you still can't like. Anyway.
Honestly, even if I didn't want to go somewhere with it, I would have taken affiliate just so I could have emotes. Because I love emotes.
Yeah, there's still that chance. Okay, cool. I made $100 this month or whatever because people thought I was doing something fun. But
so yeah, put side income to side income.
Yeah, they put this dude on blast, and then he took that video down. But then he made a separate video where he was like talking to the camera, and he was like, "Listen, if you put on follower only mode, what are you doing? You're not growing." Blah blah blah. It's like, yeah, like who is this for, and why are you still like living and dying by this? I don't know. It felt like the dude was so, and that's what I love about these conversations. It was so narrow minded. It's like, how have you been streaming for this long? And that just goes. I'm fucking pumped all of a sudden. Sorry.
Got that adrenaline going.
that just goes to show, like, even people who've been doing this, you need to do the cardinal sin, not the cardinal sin, but what everybody's scared of as streamers is networking. Talk to other streamers. Literally rip off, this idea and have an hour a week where you talk with one of your streamer friends or someone new that you've met and just have them and hash these sort of things out. Or
I gotta say, this
just
is my
come to
inspiration for doing my interview segment, was watching you do this. I was like, dude, this is awesome. I want to do something similar. Like,
yeah.
this is cool.
It's just, like you have to, because like, how have you been streaming for that many years and he still doesn't understand that everybody has their ways with stream? Like, we kind of know maybe he was trying to get through the fact that you won't grow that way, but also read the room. That dude, I don't know. It's so interesting how some people, like, I attack people sometimes. Attack, such a strong word on TikTok, but I don't know. There are right and wrong ways to approach it. Same with like the tweet where the girl was just like, "Hey, I don't like being called out," and everybody attacked her for that opinion. Where it should have been like,
Yeah,
"I understand that, but also,
yeah, and like if she says that in general, that's fine. If someone were to say that to me in my stream, I'd say, hey, I get that. I'm sorry, but I'm gonna continue being grateful for the people who choose to follow my stream. Like
yeah,
so, and again, like just because, and I also always make the point of, just because I mention you when you follow does not mean you have to talk in chat. I've had a lot of people who I'm like, hey, thank you for following, and that is the last interaction I have with them, but they keep working on my stream continuously because they just like to hang out. And that's because my stream has a bit more of a chill vibe to it as opposed to like a really hype vibe. A lot of people, I get a lot of lurkers. Like last night, I think I had like 15 people in my stream, and like no, but like 2 people were talking, and that's fine. I'm cool with people lurking. Like if all you want to do is just watch and hang out, do you? I love having you there.
yeah." But what about the people who say they're lurking? How do we feel about that?
I don't care if you
Yeah, I
want
don't
to
care.
lie about lurking. Like it's the same. Like if you want to lie and say you're lurking and then leave, like okay, cool, that's neat. Like all right, go do your thing. Now, the
RNG.
one I do get really annoyed with the people who try and fake donations.
I don't get
Someone
that.
pulled
Like, we
someone
know.
pulled that on Pisces the other day, and Pisces put them on blast for that, and I was so happy to see it.
We know. Like, we know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like I know the difference. Also, I have an alert set up that is literally from JoJo's Bizarre Adventures of Joseph Joestar going, "Oh my god!" and it's loud, so I will know if you actually donate. And if I don't see Joseph Joestar come on my screen, I know you did not donate.
Yeah, like I said, I'm pretty sure at this point it's like Russian bots and literal children. There's no way
One of my favorite things was somebody on
it's kids.
again. I'm gonna take a drink every time I refer to the Twitch subreddit.
No, that's fine.
Somebody was talking about how they had people do that to them so much that they set up Nightbot to where whenever someone put has donated in their message, Nightbot would say, "Imagine faking a donation." Shake my head.
I saw that. I did see that.
I was like, yes, I am in love with that idea.
Yeah, dude. I don't the trolling that goes through. I mean, even with the follow botting, it was a form of trolling. It's the oh man, the word that I can't do. Anonymity? Anonymity.
And anonymity, I don't know.
Anonymity.
You're anonymous.
Yeah, being anonymous on the Can I get a vocabulary check in chat?
Can I get an English major in the chat?
Yeah, right. Um, it's the fact that you can be anonymous on the internet, so you do what you want. You do what you want. There's no repercussions essentially, unless you yourself get doxxed. But that's, I don't know. Like I said, mentioned way earlier. I never. My big thing is, remember Jackass?
Yes, I do. I watched it a bit as a kid.
Like I say, like I'm a grandpa, but the cool thing for the most part with Jackass, a lot of it was them just pranking each other. A lot of times nowadays, pranks are on innocent people, like public pranks,
Oh,
right? Tell me
did
I'm
you see
wrong.
that the kid who got killed from a robbery prank?
No, no.
Oh, Moist Critical covered this. So there was like this YouTube prank trend that went around for a while where you'd pretend like you're doing an armed robbery on someone, and they'd be like, "No, it's a prank, bro." It was real dumb, but all of it was staged and acting. And one kid thought it was real, so he pulled the armed robbery prank on someone, ran up to someone. That person was carrying and shot the kid in the chest and killed him.
Huh.
And the kid died over. And the kid's literal last words were, "It's just a prank, bro." And I'm
Oh,
like,
I think I saw
that
that.
is, and I'm just like, and because Voice Critical was covering it in a YouTube video, and it's just like, this is why the prank community is toxic. Like because a lot of kids check out this content, and then they don't realize that it's fake. They try and pull it on someone in real life, and it has huge consequences.
Like I said, that's the
Penguin Zero, yeah, yeah, he has. That's an interesting phenomenon. Voice critical. He has a different name on YouTube and Twitch. He does the thing that people tell you not to do, but yet he's gotten big by having different names on every platform.
Interesting. I
And
didn't.
he has like 7 million subscribers on YouTube.
Jesus, I wish.
Which I find it interesting because one of the big streamer tips you hear is keep your name the same across every platform so that people can recognize your brand.
I think I get exceptions to the rule. There's always exceptions to the rule. I think it helps. Like if you Google search anime daddy, it's like all of my shit comes up, and it's all
Same
of
for
my
Hunter
shit.
Badger because I'm the only Hunter Badger on most platforms.
So I think it helps, but it's like there's exceptions to the rule. I think he broke it
There
somehow,
always is.
but it's very hard to get the same name everywhere these days. It says Night Owl with a 1.
Oh yeah, and I mean, it's the reason I've stuck with the underscore on my name is because like
yeah.
it's weird because I've searched myself on Twitch. I'm the only variation of Hunter Badger of any kind. Like there's other Badgers, but I'm the only Hunter Badger. But they won't let me take the underscore out. Twitch, the Twitch overlords will not let me take out my underscore, and I have literally added them on Twitter about this, and I'm gonna keep adding them on Twitter until they give me my name without the underscore.
Adding Twitch on Twitter doesn't do shit.
Oh, I know, but I'm gonna keep doing it just to be annoying.
It's so funny, as we were talking before about how Twitch was trying to keep people accountable off platform. It's like you can barely. What is Twitch, dude? Like I said, Twitch is so cool. There's so many cool people. I'm sure there's great people working for the company, but it's like every week there's something new that they fucked up, and it's so.
Oh yeah. It's why, like, the one I normally agree. The one take I disagree with is criticizing Twitch. The people say like, don't criticize Twitch. I'm like, no, I will criticize Twitch on their platform. They take half my money for my subs. I get to criticize them.
Ooh, I heard there was a mindset, if you will, that Twitch is allowed to take half of your money because they provide you with tools to be a successful streamer.
And that's fair, and I can respect that. But also, if they're taking half my money, I get the right to criticize them when they fuck up, and I will do it on their platform. And if I get removed, well, I will take my following to YouTube.
It's, I don't know, 50% is just a lot. Like I said, Patreon, it takes 2%. Now, yeah, Patreon isn't hosting anything for me, but I still have to put in the work
Twitch
there.
I think Twitch, it's fair for them to do that because you're giving the platform. But then if they're taking half my money, I get to criticize.
Oh, at the very least. I mean,
yeah, and like now I'm not just gonna go on my stream and say, "Hey guys, Twitch sucks booty." Like I'm gonna be like, "Hey, Twitch fucked up here, here, and here. Y'all need to be held accountable." On the hopes that and not even that I think Twitch is gonna see my stream and listen, but I want to get other streamers to like. I want to put that in other streamers' minds and see if I can get them to kind of echo it and just spread it until the point where Twitch sees it enough to where they're like, okay, we need to fix it.
Yeah, and even then, it doesn't always work. But it's funny because, like I said, the one tweet I made, every week it seems like there's one creator that a bunch of us within the sort of not clique but sort of community network, if you will, always find someone doing something shitty and we tweet the fuck out of it or we bring it to someone's notice, and it takes another week or two for Twitch to finally be like, okay, there was a hubbub. Now Twitch has millions of users and we might not see them doing actual work, but it's just like that's that weird thing about Twitter is it's the louder the bark is pretty loud, but it's a small group of people, right? Like Twitter isn't this giant thing. It's still a concentrated amount of people.
Oh yeah.
But I don't know. Twitter has power. Twitter has power, and I love it.
Oh yeah, Twitter is. You can get stuff out there with Twitter. Like you can be like someone my size on Twitter, and you post the right thing, and it gets retweeted enough, and you will go viral.
The problem is that the problem is Twitch makes no money from ads. That's the other thing. And then went with the branding level thing that they also came out with recently is so that they can put ads, targeted ads, so that not everybody's getting condom ads when playing like Stardew Valley, you know?
Yeah, but also like Twitch is owned by Amazon, and we all know how much money Amazon has.
But it's like a subset. You can't.
I know it's weird how I'm no businessman, so I'm not gonna pretend to be. Like my dad wanted me to be a businessman, I didn't want to be. So
I'm not a business person. Clearly, I just like to talk shit. Like that's
same.
That's my whole platform. What made you get into the So I guess you kind of said is you got the idea with the podcast, but you do that on Sundays, and do you only focus on like mental health and whatnot, or is it a general podcast?
So I do. So my mental health one isn't so much a podcast; it's more of like a kind of like a just chatting stream. Now
Okay.
lately, I've started doing ones where I bring guests on. Like last month, I had Travis on. In May, I'm bringing a bunch of female streamers on to talk about women's mental health.
Okay.
In June, I want to do an LGBT one. I'm gonna shoot for the stars and hit up Unstable Pisces and see if he'll get back to me on that. If he doesn't, that's fair.
That's
But
go on, go on.
yeah, and so I focus on different areas of mental health because obviously I don't want to just keep talking about mental health in general month after month. I'm like, hey, let's do certain focuses. So like, and obviously, like, I'm not a woman, so I'm not just gonna sit here and preach about women's mental health. I'm gonna bring the people who know I'm gonna bring women on and have them talk about it and just provide the platform.
I
And
That's
so
super important. I
and
as
and so
two
when I
white
do my
guys say it.
LGBT one, like I'm cishet, I don't know shit. So I'm gonna bring on LGBT creators to get their voices because they're the ones who know about it, not me.
It's
I'm just, as you put it, I'm just a schlub.
yeah, I'm just some fucking schmo. Just hey, just two straight white guys talking about it.
Exactly.
It's what it is.
Yeah, and
Uh,
so we bring other people on who do have the knowledge.
I think it's funny when that was the other uproar was there was a dude making TikToks about, hey, if you're a woman streamer, join my Discord and we can support you. It's like, huh? You're pulling
Ew.
people into yeah, literal yuck. But it's as simple as having open conversations with those creators, whether it be mental health,
Yeah.
LGBTQIA plus rights, women. It's
And that's like for mine, I didn't also because I didn't want to have 20 people on and have it be a mess. I hit up like four women I know who are really good at talking about these issues, who I felt would be good to have on, and I got them, and I'm bringing them on so that so we can get those perspectives. And so like, yeah, and God, I hate that idea of just like, oh, women come to my Discord, we support women streamers. Like, no, the way to support
you
women as streamers is just to support women streamers.
you still
Easy.
have to make genuine connections, and then from there you can start working like you organically make connections with women streamers and whatnot, and you
Yeah.
have that platform. What I do is I have this platform and I invite people to come on, and
Hmm.
they're of all different elks. A lot of them look like me because it's just some weird beast where it's just white dudes talk to white dudes. It's like you kind of, it's like this
Yeah.
instinctual. I don't know. It's tricky. Like I don't purposely try and have people that look like me on the show, but it's just
It's kind of it's the phenomenon of just in-group bias of like we all have it to an extent.
yeah,
Even the most like woke and progressive among us still have it to an extent.
white boy brown hair. Hey, hair on the head at a part of the head, maybe not the top of the head. Um, but yeah, it's I think those conversations that's a really good idea. I once again I'm very glad. Do you have any future goals? I know you said you want to get unstable on. I think
I
talk.
would love I'd love to get mainly for the LGBT one because Unstable does talk about those issues a
Oh
lot.
yeah,
And so I'm like, yeah, Unstable will be perfect. If I hit him up and he's like, nah, not interested, that's fine.
I
I'm like building a list of people I want to hit up for it, and then when the time comes, I will hit them up and see if they can come on.
I think that's an interesting topic. Is the networking aspect? Is when is it okay to ask someone to be on the show that maybe is I did a TikTok about this, is out of your league or maybe of higher status. I mean, shit, McQueeb is a partnered streamer, and he was like, I was like, would you love to come on the show? Because we were just talking naturally through TikTok. But it's like,
Hmm.
when would have been I guess I kind of guessed to ask, but like,
For me, it was like when I got the confidence of like thinking I could even hit up Unstable Pisces when I'd showed up to his streams and chatted with him enough to where like he reckoned like I didn't feel like I was a new person in his stream.
yeah,
Like, he started to make me feel like one of his regulars, and like even admitted to coming to my streams once or twice and lurking. Like that was the point where I felt like, okay, I'm building a connection here, and I feel like I can like, and I feel like I could hit him up. Like I try and at least talk to somebody a little bit. Like I don't take like months and months to build a connection, but once I feel like I have at least a little bit of a connection with that person, where we have that familiarity,
yeah.
then I feel like I can hit them up to collab on a game or come on to talk about something, like whatever that happens.
I think the main part, the scary end of, and I guess it's a good thing, is not wanting to waste someone's time. Like I
Yep.
would even you, like I want to make sure, and it's mutual, of course. Like clearly, I want to have people on the show that I think aren't going to just be like, no offense to other streamers, like some schlub who's kind of like, nah. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah, I
like I'm
agree
not gonna
with
just
you.
I'm not gonna yeah like us agreeing constantly. Like I'm not about that. Or maybe like just COVID. Whenever I hear a cough,
Yeah, no, I have a cold. I've had it for like 2 weeks
it's all good.
now.
Um,
I'm vaccinated if it makes anyone feel better.
oh hell yeah, antibodies. I want to waste your time, says Cosplay. Cosplay, you're doing that by being in my chat. No, sorry,
Got him.
got him. But it's yeah, it's that mutual exchange that you want to make sure you fully bring something. And the problem is, some people aren't self-aware of that. Like, you kind of have to know when you're reaching out to, say, work with somebody that yes, there is this mutual benefit, whether it be content, like the conversations. Obviously, when I have these conversations, what I'm getting out of it is clips, or I'm making a base of conversations that I can share with other people, and that's what I have to offer. But it's still, when does that moment hit? When do you think you feel comfortable? When do you think you're bringing something to the table? Because I know I don't want to waste anyone's time. So
There's no metric.
yeah.
I don't think there's any metric. It's again, once you have that familiarity with them and you feel like you're at least kind of friends or acquaintances, I think that can be a good time. And you have to decide that for yourself. Like obviously, I'm not going to go around to random people and be like, "Hey, do you want to come on the show? Do you want to come on the show?" Like I'm going to hit up people I know and have built at least a little bit of a connection.
What about people
Um,
you don't know though? Has anybody approached you yet, or what about when people do?
Not yet. The only people who've approached me are like people I've already been
Yeah,
friends with for a while. Like
yeah.
that's the only people I've had approach me. But also, I just started, so who knows? That
That
might change over time as I do this more and more. But if someone approaches me, I'll kind of talk to them, get to know them a little bit, and then if I like their vibe, I'll bring them on. Because obviously, I don't want to bring someone toxic on who's gonna just bring down the vibe of what I'm doing. But if I think they've got a good vibe and I think they got some good insight to offer or some good information to offer, I'll bring them on.
you'd be surprised once you start doing this and people get to know that you're doing like podcasts. I don't want to say it's easy to get people on, but you'll find people like I said, it's that weird status thing where maybe I don't know. People want to be on shows. They want streamers in particular want to talk about themselves or talk about topics because that's what we do. We stream on stage.
We to talk.
We yeah, like this is literally what we do. But it's you'll find sometimes we talked about it in the Discord last night. Some people seem a little salesy. Like they come off with like a sales of who they are. They're like, "Hey,
Mhm.
I stream like when I do my signups, when I have the regular
Mhm.
signups, I do what makes you unique as a streamer." And then you have some people who literally go, "I don't know, nothing really. I just have fun and I want to build a community." It's like, why do you think I want to have you?
Congratulations, you're everybody on Twitch.
Yeah, I don't want to be an asshole, but like, dude, that's not gonna do it. That's not
Yeah,
gonna do it.
you got to make yourself. As many people say, you got to make yourself stand out in some way, and that goes for every element of streaming. Is like do something like be uniquely you. Like what is it that makes you you?
Yeah, but that's hard. That's so hard. I don't.
It's why like like my like on my profile on my little like bio on everything. It's hey, I crack dumb jokes and make weird noises. This is who I am.
I
Like
yeah,
that's my vibe. It's just dumb jokes, weird noises, and a good time.
but that still is a little generic.
I
Like,
mean, it's fine because I do it my own way. And like the thing
yeah,
is
yeah,
how
yeah.
I wouldn't need 100-word essay to describe what makes me different from other streamers because
Well,
you'll have something in common with everybody.
that is
So you
true.
got to find like you got to basically state who you are, and if somebody likes that vibe, they come and see what makes you unique, and your uniquity will speak to itself.
And that also takes time. That takes time. I mean, you have the once again exceptions to the rule where somebody already maybe built something off stream. That's the other thing
Oh
is building
yeah,
stuff off stream or your personality off stream. But everything I'm doing has taken time and a lot of, and not just elongated time, like time in the day, like hours and hours of my day where I focus on what I'm doing with these streams and the podcasts and stuff. But I don't, yeah, you're going to have stuff in common with other people, but I
oh
think,
yeah, because like you're probably not the only person on here who interviews streamers, but you have your own vibe to how you do it. Like going it like if I were to go and search out other people who do what you do, they would have a very different vibe from what you do. They'd have a very different personality, different quirks, and so like that is kind of what makes you you. And it's hard to put those kind of things into words. You just kind of have to get people to come and see it for themselves.
yeah. Um, I'm in such a, that's the other. Night Owl is in an interesting position because Night Owl does a lot of like streaming help or like streaming related stuff on TikTok, but doesn't stream. Don't feel like because I'm
Hmm.
not streaming. I don't feel like I'm selling anything. I'm just creating to create, which is Al. Does that feel?
Create. I mean, creating the create is the best reason to create because you're just having fun with it. You're just enjoying yourself.
Yeah, like that's that. The once again the problem, it gets muddy once you start like relying on creativity to be part of the bills situation, the monetization of creativity. Ooh, that's where it gets tricky because you start comparing yourself to other streamers. Do you compare yourself to other streamers, Hunter?
Unintentionally, yes. It we all do it. It's like whenever like you always like see them and you're like, wow, why am I not making it like they are? And like it is the mindset you get yourself into, and it's no matter how hard you try and break that mindset, you will do it from time to time. Almost everybody does. And it's not about not doing it. It's about, all right, can you push those feelings aside and focus on like because here's the thing. If you start and you see slow growth and then someone else starts after you and they race up to partner really fast ahead of you, because I've watched people who started after me like even after I got serious with it, they started after me and they've hit partner. And
Yeah,
like, yeah, that is disheartening as hell. I'm not going to deny that. But what they're doing doesn't affect what I'm doing because I don't see them as competition because they're not me and I'm not them. What people go to their streams for, they're not going to come to my streams for, and vice versa. So it's one of those things that you just got to realize that every streamer is unique. It is kind of like when people have been complaining about the hot tub streamers,
oh
and
my
it's like
god, the
people are like,
hot tub streamers.
oh my god, they're stealing my audience. Oh my goodness, and it's like, no, they're not, because the people who go to a hot tub stream just to see someone in a bikini chat are not going to want to watch you play Call of Duty or Among Us or Fortnite or whatever. That's not. They're there for that content. And if that content leaves, they're not going to go to different content on the same platform. They're going to go to a different platform where that content still exists because that's what they want. So you are not in competition with hot tub streamers unless you are also a hot tub streamer. And even then, you probably still aren't.
But I want to be a hot tub streamer. That's like the
Do
whole.
it.
That's the whole meta right now. There's so many people like joke like Kat Leende just did a hot tub stream where she just drew a hot tub on the
Oh
screen
yeah, I've
itself.
seen people do that, and it's hilarious. I love the memes about it. Like it's the memes are great. It's just like, again, you are not in competition with those people. You are
It's
not.
so funny the people that sort of I guess it's technically gatekeeping Twitch. It's just like this isn't what Twitch. It's like platforms adapt. Platforms evolve.
You
Like
know who decides what Twitch is about? The Twitch head honchos.
or
Not
the people on Twitch,
that too.
as long
Well,
as Twitch is allowing it to happen in some
yes.
capacity.
Because here's the thing: even if hot tub streaming, like hot tub streaming has become a big thing, but Twitch could take that down at any moment, and they don't need to give a reason for it. They could just say, "Hey, this isn't allowed anymore." Bam, you're all gone. And yeah, they take a hit to their their money, but if they decide that they don't want their platform to be about that, that is their decision to make, and it's also their decision to make to keep it on there.
Yeah.
So like, no matter how much anyone has a problem with it, if Twitch allows it, it's staying because this is their platform, and if you don't like it, there's other platforms out there. This is just the biggest one.
Yeah. It's funny because like the fact of
Oof, yeah, Grass Daddy. Look what happened to Mixer. Mixer who?
yeah, right. Is the fact of don't you want it to get bigger? I know within becoming bigger, you have more problems, but when you start to expand the platform, assuming if Twitch did it correctly, like they would have upped their VOD game and their discoverability with like clips
Mhm.
and stuff, but that's a whole nother topic. But if the platform evolves and you do different things, I mean, shit, if you talk, ooh, I'm getting in my own head because now I'm thinking of like Facebook that does everything and it doesn't work. But
Now,
it's
here's the thing with Twitch, though, is like you said, Twitch is one of the few platforms where they will not hold your hand and help you grow. Like they are
yeah,
not going to put you out there. You do it yourself, and you like. That's why there's so many people I've seen. Like I'll see like people who like people who are Instagram models, and then they come on Twitch and do a just chatting thing, and they blow up in like overnight, seemingly because they've already built that following somewhere else. And that's what Twitch gets a lot of is people who, like, for example, the lead singer of my favorite band started doing Twitch back in 2017, and he hit partner within like a month because he's in a the lead singer of Trivium, like he's already popular for being the lead singer of a huge world touring metal band, and so then he just came to Twitch and just now he has a new platform for people.
Yeah,
Yes, I
it's
love Matt Hafey as well. Yes, Matt Hafey, the poster boy of Streamlabs OBS now.
oh, is that who that is?
Yep, yeah, the guy holding the guitar with
Yeah.
all the tattoos. Yep, that's the lead singer of Trivium.
Okay. I always wondered who that dude was. He looked
Yep,
familiar, but I never actually knew who that
I have
was.
met him in real life. He's a sweetheart.
Interesting. Okay. But yeah, no, I think that's really important is with the whole hot tub thing and like what's on Twitch. And I mean, shit, Ludwig just slept. He did a whole entire.
He did the modcast though, so he kind of got around that because like every time he'd go to sleep, his mods would be talking in Discord. So there was still activity going on screen.
Yeah, yeah. But it's interesting. I love that whole argument of this there was the other one where the dude was like, this person's gonna get partner before you. And then also like yeah, it sucks if that's one of your goals and someone who starts before you, but there's so many factors into it. Ah,
And you
that's
also got to look at like here's the thing is so many people look like in it. It's kind of like we talk about the criticism female streamers get of, oh, you're just getting big because you're attractive. It's like, okay, have you looked at her Twitter? Have you looked at her YouTube? Have you looked at her
also
TikTok? Have you seen where she's growing elsewhere? Have you looked at the work she's put in? No, you probably haven't. So like you don't know what got her big. Like don't pretend you know what got someone big if you are not like if
yeah,
you
I can
don't
barely
literally
figure
know
out
every
why
aspect of
I
what they're
have an
doing.
audience. Nah. It's like that's I was
Exactly what Grass Daddy just said. Like you never know what other platforms they're blowing up on.
I
So
mean,
like, yeah.
literally what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to once again for the 100 billionth time is use content off. I mean, shit. We raided in. Katie had a drunk stream last night, and we raided into another Among Us player, and
Ooh.
she had I think had like 4,000 followers, which like followers whatever, and was averaging
Mm-hmm.
maybe like 20 ish. And then we're like, okay,
Huh.
let's go check. She only had a Twitter. Went to her Twitter, had 100,000 people following her on Twitter. Once again,
Okay.
weird click over because she was not averaging a lot on Twitch. That's why this whole is so fascinating. But then we found out why, and this is not a slight. This is fantastic, and she is
That
a OnlyFans person.
okay.
So
So
there
she's an
were,
accountant.
she, but love her. Yeah, we do love her. We stan her, as they say. But it's interesting. Like she has 100,000 followers. You never know until you click that. We're just like, who's
And
this
that's
streamer?
interesting because whenever I see someone who has high follower count, low viewers, I always assume they were just going to a bunch of follow for follow communities. But that's interesting. I never because and it makes sense because she's big on Twitter and OnlyFans. And so people are like, oh, she has a Twitch. I'll go ahead and follow that. But then they maybe stop by every once in a while because Twitch isn't really their thing. But they follow her because, hey, I love you. I want to support you.
Yeah. Or get a different interaction. Just like
Mm-hmm.
okay, so break it down. You have your or maybe not. You have your content that lives where you have your YouTube stuff. You get to know, say, Harris Heller, for example, because in love with him at this point.
Dude, he's cool. He's cool. I like him.
At this point, you know what he's like through his videos on YouTube. You see that interaction. It's, totally you're sucking it in. You can't really, besides the comment section. Then you go, I wonder what he's like in real life. The closest you can get, go to a live
Twitch.
stream. Go to a live stream. And that goes with anything. Is being present enough, that goes with being present in social media, is what's this person like live? And that's the kick. But there's so many different ways to do that. I mean, shit. Then you can cut off from there. You find someone on live stream, you think, oh my God, they have an OnlyFans, as the example here. And then you
Yeah.
see more of them, for lack of and
Yeah. If you want to see their ass, then there you go. Go to
you have
OnlyFans.
these different points of interaction, these different points of how to get to know somebody, because even if you do see them live on screen, that's still not all of that person, you know?
Yeah, it's one of those things that it's that when you really start to love a creator, you want to see every aspect of what they do. You
Yes.
want to see, and so if they make
Yeah.
music, like one that I really enjoy, I enjoy Corpse Husband a lot. Like I started watching him because I actually put him on the background while I'm at work because it's his voice just makes good background noise. And then I was like, okay, this is really cool. I should check out his music. And I checked out his music. I was like, okay, I really like some of this. And like that's the thing is once you start really liking someone, you want to it's that curiosity to see everything they do because you just want to check out what they're doing because
Yeah.
you just are like, yeah, I love this person, I love their vibe, and you just want to see it.
But
The
yeah,
money people make off OnlyFans is insane. If I had to, yeah, who I say when Belle Delphine got on OnlyFans, I think someone calculated it and she made like 500,000 a month off of that or something.
there's one girl from a podcast I watched called Fighter and the Kid. I don't know if anybody knows Brendan Schaub, like comedian. She started on OnlyFans and it's just feet, and she makes almost $100,000 a month.
Dude, feet. The thing with the foot fetish community is there's so many people out there with foot fetishes, but there's not a lot of people providing that content. So it's very much high demand, not a lot of supply. So if you're willing to put your feet out there and you got whatever constitutes as nice feet, go for it.
I apparently need to start showing my feet.
I mean, yeah, if you have, I don't know what constitutes as nice feet, but if you have what
I don't
constitutes as
think
nice feet.
any feet look nice. Chat, what's our gauge on feet? I don't really like feet.
I mean, I agree with you. I'm not a feet guy. Like, I don't find them gross, but I don't find them nice either. They're just there.
Yeah.
I like mine because I can stand on them.
Pumpka says, I need a good job as an accountant. I have a question. I'm nervous to maybe start accountancy as I already have a following and a family-friendly one at that. I don't know how or if I could keep things anonymous.
I think my tip on that, if you wanted to do it, well, like, because you can keep your, your accounting separate from your Twitch. And I think what I would say is if you do it OnlyFans, just limit where you advertise it. If you're wanting to still keep your Twitch vibe to be family friendly. But also I am a straight white dude. I'm probably not the best person to come to for advice on these things, but that would be kind of my opinion is if you want to still keep that family friendly vibe in your streams, is maybe just limit where you advertise that OnlyFans.
Yes, but also that can curb your growth, because another reason why some people do pop off with their OnlyFans is because they promote it. They promote the hell out of it. And if you get the people that look at OnlyFans, they're around. Like, what I think this is completely biased is I think when you get a dude and you say, hey, I have an OnlyFans, immediately, like the girl we rated into last night, it was, okay, I'll check out because she's cool. She seems really cool. And then I saw she had a Twitter thing. And then I hit a Twitter, and like one of her top things, you see it in the description, OnlyFans, and you go, okay, well, I guess I'll check out the rest of her Twitter. And then you scroll through her Twitter. And then that's where it hits that point is, and I don't want to say that people are skeevy or guys, like women are putting themselves on that platform for a reason, that they're literally doing that. But I could easily sign up. It's just, it's that click. I'm a dude. Sometimes I want to see naked ladies. I'm sorry. It's fucking who I am. And that click over rate, I think, is really good for OnlyFans. The problem is it's on her stuff. Like, she promoted it right away.
And the thing is you got to be ready for, if you're going to promote your OnlyFans, you got to be ready for everything that'll come with that, which is going to be some harassment about it. Because there are people who hate OnlyFans. It's so weird because they watch porn, but they hate OnlyFans. And I'm like, okay, whatever. I guess you hate the side of it that where women get the consent to it, but whatever.
Yeah, it's tricky.
Because, like, fun fact, if you're on Pornhub, not all those women are consenting, even if it seems that they are, because there's a lot of trafficking on Pornhub, and Pornhub is terrible at shutting down human traffickers on their sites.
Yeah.
They've been caught for it.
But there you go for as cosplay as backup. Apparently subscribed to 20 OnlyFans at one point. So it's dudes. It's the fallacy of of paying for porn. Like, technically you don't have to anymore because they're
Pornhub exists.
But also there's just something about someone who that barrier. It's like the whole idea of showing less, and then once you pay for it, you're just like, oh, you got it. I don't know. I think if you want to put yourself out there, you have to promote it, but there, I guess, are proper ways. Once again, besides us, two straight white dudes. So
yeah, so like, obviously we are not people to come to for advice on these things.
I'm like trying not to dive into it because I don't really know. I'm like tripping over.
Oh yeah, words, no, but... like if we want to know, I mean, hey, maybe if you want to talk about this, bring someone who has an OnlyFans on your show.
Hey, Pumpka, if you want to come on the show, hit me up. Sign up, we could talk about it. But yeah, I need to I guess I should way back I wanted to have someone who streamed and did OnlyFans, because it's an interesting conversation. Like, how does it affect knowing that people see all of you, like all of you?
Oh yeah, and as well as it depends on the person, because like for me, like I can see, like, there's like times where I have friends who have done OnlyFans, and like it doesn't really make me see them any differently, even if at one point I may have decided to support them, like, and I've seen their body now. It's like, whatever, cool. Like it doesn't really make a difference to me, because I'm like, okay, whether I've seen your naked body or not, you have one. Everybody does. It doesn't change anything, and it shouldn't, because that's all it is just your natural form.
Yeah, I don't think Okay, now I know what you look like naked. It's whatever. But anyway, we can
Yeah,
jump off
cool,
this.
whatever. I don't care.
Yeah, it's don't think of you any less. I would like to consider myself a mostly progressive thingy person. And yes, Yippee Fox, we have gone to the dark side with this conversation. That's just what we do, baby. Hey, that's
It
why
be like that
it
chaotic energy.
fucking be like that. When people say, "Hey, you're an interviewer," and it's like, well, I'm a just chatter.
You're just chatting with friends.
I'm just chatting with friends. But yeah, it's just like anything else. Like what Al said, you have to have an audience in other places. Any content creation, it's tricky.
Oh yeah, and yeah, it's one of those things that like if you just rely on Twitch to get big, you can, it's doable, but you're gonna see some slow growth.
Yeah, which slow is the best, I think. Like I said, my growth has been, for the most part, besides the past month or two, just being there, being present, constantly doing it, going and going and going. And I don't know, would you, going back, obviously I got a lot of my start from being in the Fama community. Like that support for support was that
Mhm.
influx. I don't know if I'd be where I am now without it.
I think it was a good. I view that community as it was my stepping. It was how I learned to network. It was how I learned to talk to other streamers, and it was like here's and if I were to give this if I were to word this as advice to small streamers, there's nothing wrong with joining a support for support community. Just I would advise not to follow the formula because if you follow the formula, you'll see growth, but you're going to see capped growth, as opposed to if you're going to join a support for support community. What I would if I were to redo it, what I would have done is just gone in there, sought out, look, watched as many streams as I could, seen who I liked, and picked and chose who I was going to support. And that's kind of what I'm doing now. I've gone through and unfollowed a lot of the people that I only followed because they were in that community, but I didn't genuinely like their content.
Yeah.
And now I've shrunk my friends list down to just, hey, I support the people I want to support, who I think are putting out good content, or I think they're just good people, and I want to either see their content or I just want to support them because I think they deserve it.
That's a big thing that I think is the unfollowing part. Unfollowing and curating who you want to build relationships with. I think is what we did very well. Is even though we had this influx, we still found people who maybe kind of got into it thinking it was going to blow up, but also real creative people like you, Sped Bros, Tank Bros, like all the
Oh yeah,
people, even Fama in a certain extent. I don't think Fama
he
had bad intentions by any means,
I don't
but
think I think he was one of the few that I think he genuinely thought what he was doing was helping people, but I don't think he realized like what exactly he was with that.
oh, 100%. And then we all kind of, like I said, brainwashed ourselves because we're like, yeah, like if it, once again, it's literally the theory of building an economy of creatives where you can work together, but that gets muddied with expectations, with the fact that creatives it needs to be on your own terms because everybody can't go out to every stream. Everybody shouldn't be expected. Everybody's content, like you said, isn't for everyone else. And then that's
Yep.
where it gets completely fucked when it comes to support for support. Not to follow for follow is completely out of the picture because that's
Honestly, they're
empty as it
both one and the
gets.
same to me, actually. I put them on the same level.
Yeah, I guess.
Because they're both it's both it's what they're doing is they're treating support as a transaction as opposed to something that's wholesome and genuine.
Yeah.
Like in my community, I have like a self promo channel. I have restrictions and rules on it. I have a place for streamer. I have a streamer tips channel in my server. I have different like I have resources for streamers, and I have a lot of streamers, and I will collab with people to bring streamers together and introduce them to each other. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna be like, hey, everyone, make sure you follow each other. It's just, hey, here's some cool streamers to hang. We're gonna hang out together. We're gonna play some Among Us or whatever. And if you want to follow each other afterwards, cool. But like I don't I'm never going to try and turn what I have into support for support or anything like that. Like that's not what it's about. It's about here's my community, here's my people for lack of better terms. And I love all of you and I want you guys to be in a community together, and if y'all want to talk to each other, do. If you don't want to, do your thing.
It's literally making friends. Like last night we were talking,
Mm-hmm.
we're all streamers that were in the Discord, and we were talking about, we played games together the other night. I mean, yeah, technically Katie's viewership was semi other streamers, but the fact is that's a start. That's a start. That's kind of
Yeah.
as bare bones as you can get with networking, because from there other people see that you're building relationships. Oh, this group seems cool, and then it'll invite other people, viewers in, especially because streaming is games and playing games together. But it's just The problem is people want to boost it. They want to boost it so bad and get ahead of everyone else. Once again, because of business. I don't know. I find it's a lot with the older streamers, but of course, I don't really.
Hmm.
I, s- I s-
And I almost feel like part of it with older streamers, and I don't want to assume here, but this is just my
yeah,
guess.
yeah,
The older you get, it's I'm gonna get a bit morbid here. It's the older you get, the more your clock is ticking. And
yeah,
people, and like, when people start streaming in their mid 30s, they might get that feeling of like, oh god, I started way late. I gotta hurry and get the partner so that I can make the most out of what time I've got left to do this. And for younger streamers, it's kind of like, hey, I'm just gonna do it. Like, you'll see more younger streamers just, hey, I'm gonna do this for fun. And so I think that might be part of it, is just that, that life feeling, just, oh god, my clock is ticking. I gotta do the thing. And so they gotta grow however they can, as to where with younger people are like, yeah, I got time, I'll do my thing.
yeah. It's. I mean, you'll have younger people that have that drive, maybe depending on how they were raised and whatnot. But
Hmm.
I think that's definitely a key. To be honest, that's kind of a bit of a motivator for me as well. Not that I'm old. I always, hey guys, I'm the youngest person in the world. Did you guys know that? I'm so fucking young. Um,
Hello, fellow young people.
yeah, hello, fellow yous. But like, there is that. There's the fact that as far as career, I would love to shift into. I keep talking. I'm gonna put together a resume. I can only talk about it so much until I actually do it. But um, is I don't know what I'd do after this. Like, this is creative wise, at
Also,
least.
I keep giving them free advertising whenever I lean over, so I'm taking that off.
Do-
Wait, crud! I still getting free advertising. Damn
it's
it!
still a thing. It's fine. I get free
Ah, they're
advertising.
creative with it.
I get free advertising for Chobani and Cinnabon, so it's whatever. Um,
Secret Lab, send me another free chair.
yeah, right. But is the fact that, like, creative wise, this is kind of the last thing. I want this to work. Once again, I'm very thankful that everybody's here and you guys continue to share my shit. And it's obviously my job to keep making good content. But like, after this, I can get a boring 9 to 5 and just kind of play video games and read books and kind of have an easygoing life per se, but still be like, let's put it this way. Sorry, rant, by the way. I'm going on a complete rant.
Hey, no problem. Do your thing.
My buddy is an electrical engineer, makes good money, has student debt, etc., etc. I talk to him every once in a while, and when I ask him how's it going, he's just like, "It's going," and that's it. It's just like he's just living life, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. He's comfortable, he's happy
Hmm.
by all means, but it's like, I think when you're creative or even streaming, because you hype it, it's you just. This has brought me so much. Like, I feel like I feel full,
Yeah,
if that makes sense.
yeah. Like, you feel satisfied where you're at. Like, you don't feel the need to have to go to the next level. Like, I even asked you the other day if you would ever want to hit partner if you hit those kind of numbers. And I don't remember what exactly your answer was, but
I strive for those numbers. I strive for more numbers than that, but I I don't think I would. Assumingly, if people sign up for the Patreon and I keep putting up the part of that, another platform that makes me work for my money is Patreon because I have to put the content there and whatnot. But
you got to give that people that reason to stay subscribed to your Patreon.
yeah, Gem, what's up, Gem?
Gemfully, hello.
We got the Gem, got the
I
homie.
love Gem. She's great.
Gem is fantastic. We were up till way too late last night. I'm sure maybe.
Dude, I was too. I was, because I did an Among Us collab last night, and then
Oh yeah,
after the
I
collab
was.
got out.
I was lurking occasionally. So.
But after we got done, like, I ended stream, I raided out, and then me and like 5 other people just hung out and chatted till like 6 in the morning.
Yeah, it happens so easily, and that's exactly it. That's that building those friendships and whatnot. And you do that, and that's what
Yeah,
feels good,
and
dude.
I love doing that. And it's one of those, like, I didn't think that, like, making friends was going to be something I loved about streaming. It was like, when I first got into it, I was like, oh yeah, I'm just going to love making content and building community. But no, I love, and one of my other favorite things is bringing people together. Like last night's collab, I intentionally got, because, like, all of us have different streaming communities we're in, and we have multiple communities we're a
Yeah,
part of. I
yeah,
brought people from different ones, and I just made a big osh posh of one or two people from each of the communities I'm in, bringing them together and just introducing all kinds of new people. And so many of them got along great. And I didn't even ask them to, but they just started following each other, subbing to each other.
yeah.
Like,
That's
not,
our. That's
it
our.
was it was funny. It was not an intentional support for support, but they just started doing it because they all like loved each other, and it was great. And it was just building friendships. So I was like, oh my god, this is amazing.
That's the like joke that we keep having is dropping links in the general chat because we're like it's the whole idea of we all know we're streamers, so we want to know like what we have going on for the week or like this is what I'm streaming. So everyone's kind of like, especially in my Discord, I don't care if I know you, if I've seen you, if we've literally chatted in the milk bar, like drop a link. I don't care. Tell us when you're streaming. Twitch.tv/masterclass. Hell yeah. It like, but that's exactly that's the meta. That's what the meta should be because you cross audiences, you cross friends, you build that, and naturally that's what you should be doing as a creative in streaming. Also, real quick, what Grass Daddy said, the goal is full-time content creation, not Twitch streamer. And I think a lot of people get caught up with the Twitch streaming part because that's where you make your money per se. But
yeah, no, because like you were saying, if I get big, I will still probably only stream 3 or 4 nights a week. And then those other nights that what I'll be doing, I'll make YouTube content. Like I will, like once I go full time, I will start making content that is. I don't have time right now to make exclusive YouTube content. Yeah. Like I have time to stream and I have time to tweet and put stuff on YouTube that I've been doing on streams. That's about all I've got time for outside of my work schedule and my social schedule. Because I'm sorry, I'm human. I have a life outside of that door.
A word.
Yeah, contrary to what people like to think about us, like I do have friends that like I can actually hug and shake hands with.
I do miss my IRL friends, and I do want to.
Too. I just started seeing them again recently because we're all getting vaccinated. So
yeah,
because luckily like half of my group is essential, so we had to get vaccinated quick.
There are a couple internet friends that are sort of nearby that I would love to hang out.
Oh, same. Them. And that being said, I love I have a lot more online friends nowadays than I have IRL friends. Like I have a group of like 10 IRL friends to hang out with. I have like probably 100 different internet friends I talk to on a regular basis. It's insane. I did not think I'd be able to juggle the kind of social schedule I've gotten with not the social schedule, but the kind of social circles I've gotten with streaming.
Yeah.
Like I'm like, how it's funny because I'll be talking about the people with my partner. And she's like, wait, who's that again? And she's like, I can't keep track of all your internet friends. You have too many. I'm like, really? I don't feel like I have that many.
We have a lot of internet friends. Maybe acquaintances. I don't know how people feel about acquaintances, but we have a lot of connections, to say the very least.
Yeah, exactly. And so like there's a certain name she recognizes when I talk about them, but like for the most part, it's I really have to like be like, oh yeah, crud. There's this person, and this person, and so or like because like I'm friends with Gemfley. I also have a friend Gem Ducky.
Yeah,
and so so I have to be specific if I say Gem if I'm talking about my friends because then like it gets confusing for.
Same. Occasionally when I go into Unstable, I think Unstable also has his own Gem screen name person that shows up.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about, but I can't remember what their full username
I can't remember the full Gem. Yeah, there's Pixels, Kittens, Gems, a gamer. I don't know. There's a lot.
There's only about 5 badgers on this platform, believe it or not. I like if you look at the name Badgers, only like I think 5 or 6 of us.
Well, that's a good thing. There's other daddies apparently. We have one in that Grass Daddy. What's up?
But there's no other Dat T.
That is true. The T's. It's the T's.
The T's set you apart.
So Google search anime Datty, everybody. Follow me on YouTube. Follow me on promotion. Follow me on the stuff.
Follow me on everything.
Just follow me on everything. My call to actions are tiring me the fuck out. Like I know I need to do them, but Jesus.
You need to set up a daddyfans.com.
Oh my god, dude. Hey man, I'm gonna get ripped again. I'm gonna be fucking jacked. If you guys want to sign up, I'll make it Patreon content.
There you go.
Anyway, real quick, I know we're dialing down here a little bit, but I did see way back Yippee Fox mentioned something about co-streaming.
Co-streaming. Oh, are you talking to? So is that like both of you streaming? Like what would co-streaming be defined as?
I think co-streaming would specifically be both, like say what you and I are doing right now, both two no co-streaming would be 2 streamers streaming at the same time but playing together. Like they both have their separate chats, they're both live.
Okay, I mean, so that's kind of what I do with my collabs. It's like last night, like a bunch of us were playing Among Us. There was like 5 of us streaming and we were all streaming the same game just on our own individual channels.
Yeah, so like Yippee Fox says same content, different angles.
Okay,
So,
I think that's fun to do. I loved, and like it's fun because then my audience comes in and they're like, "Oh, hey, can you drop the links to some of the other people you're playing with?" So I'll drop their links, and the person can have multiple tabs open and be watching all of us.
yeah.
And like, it's kind of funny, especially like Among Us is a fun one to do, because some of my chat will go over and find who the 2 imposters are, and then they won't tell me obviously, but then they know, and they can watch my stream, seeing if how quickly I'll figure it out. And it's like, I think it's a lot of fun to co-stream. I love doing it. It's so much fun. It's one of my favorite things to do. But
Literally,
I refer to it as collabing.
yeah.
But
Literally, my entire shtick is working with other creatives. So
yeah, like it's a co-streaming and collabing is a lot of fun. Like it is an absolute blast. That
I
is where I make some of my best memories
yeah.
with streaming.
Do you find yourself comparing? I mean, I still compare myself to other creatives 100%, but not only to see what they're doing and see how I can maybe implement it in my streams. If somebody, that's the trick with working. If you're both streaming at the same time and someone else has more viewership, that's where you can go like, what am I like? That's where you can start comparing yourself and be like, fuck, what am I doing wrong? You know, like,
That's why I open up my creator dashboard when I'm streaming, so I don't see anybody else. I see me, and I'm focused on me.
yeah, yeah. But then you'd be tempted to kind of like, I don't know. Like I said, I've watched my viewership this whole thing and it's been good. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for sticking around. I'm stressed. I'm still stressed out because it went down a tiny bit, but fucking my brain capacity is full because you make me feel full. Dashboard is love. I watched a co-stream where one person got a 120% rate and the other was with 2 viewers. Yeah, see, Roxy, that's exactly. Oof, that's what's tricky. This was very
Yeah,
tricky.
and that's why again, even when I'm coaching people, I will pull like one or two of them up on my tabs, but I don't really watch their streams while we're doing it because I want to focus on just enjoying the time I have like playing with them instead of being like, oh, how many viewers do I have and how many viewers do they have? Like, no, I'm just gonna worry about,
Yeah.
are we having fun?
Ooh, that's a good gauge of audience too, like who your audience is, depending on yada yada. But it's also once again, what you said is letting that cross pollination, for lack of a better term, of people. You say, hey, who's that streaming? I want to check them out. Drop the link, drop the
Yeah.
links, and then go check them out. So I think it helps. It's like what McQueeb said. I don't know. You're not on TikTok. McQueeb mentioned like it only helps when we build each other up in a non-selfless way. And
Yep, and it's one of those things that like again, we've got to break that thing of like viewing other streamers as our competition because
yeah,
this is not like it's people treat it too much like business. Like, CVS and Walgreens are competition because they're doing the exact same thing the exact same way. Streamers are not like that. Even like I like say I were to commit to being a Subnautica. Another Subnautica streamer is doing things differently than I will. They're doing different stuff. They play the game differently. They have different interaction with their audience. And so what people go to their stream for might not be what they come to my stream for. And so and that's why I don't view other streamers as competition because we're all doing our own thing and we're all going to attract a different audience. Even like me and other streamers who are very similar to me, we still have our uniquities. And so they're not competition because we're going to create a different vibe that attracts different.
Yeah, except all of you are my competition and I will beat you in the end. And Ludwig, you are going down. I will have the most subs, even though I'm not affiliated on Twitch. I will have the most Patreon members that you will ignore in fear.
There you go.
Yeah, no, I think it just helps. You can kind of, like I said,
Twitch Hunger Games.
You can kind of look at other streamers and compare in the sense like, okay, what are they doing in particular that the whole like what the yank and twist as far as TikTok literally. But yeah, definitely want to be more on help each other lift each other up. And sometimes people are going to blast off and others aren't, and it's kind of the way it is.
Oh yeah, and there's times I see someone doing something, I'm like, that's cool. I should implement something similar. Like I saw, like when the Tank Bros they started doing a thing where every time they shouted someone out, it play a little clip from the person's channel on their screen. I'm like, hey, that's cool. I will do something similar, and I actually started doing that as well. Like I think, and I think it can be cool to like look at other streamers, see what they're doing, and like not necessarily steal ideas, but kind of take inspiration.
Yeah. All right, everybody. Anybody have any final questions for Hunter? Anything you guys wanted to talk about before we bounce out of here? We're going to go hang out afterwards. Maybe do a little short Patreon session. Get that up there. And then I'm going to be hanging out. I do have to walk the dog per usual. But we'll be hanging out, I'm sure. Make sure you start second guessing what you're doing. Is there anything you wanted to talk about, Hunter?
Not that I can think of. We touched on everything I wanted to talk about. Pineapple on pizza? No. That's my answer is no.
Well, you're wrong, and it's okay that you're wrong, but
you did bring up a clip from my shameful past, Gem. I didn't bring it up. The RNG brought it up.
Borrow and improve ideas.
Yeah, honestly, it's not I guess like that's the thing. Like, don't copy everything someone does, obviously, but grabbing an idea or two, there's nothing wrong with that.
GIF or GIF? GIF.
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 It's graphics, not graphic.
And I know that the creator says it different, but also the creator can literally suck the brown off my butthole.
GIF is peanut butter.
Also true. Explain the milk bar to me. Nikki, it is a place where we hang out and we do exactly what we did on stream today. We talk about streaming, what's going on, any drama. We just hang out. Sometimes the dorks talk about D&D because it be like that though.
Oh yeah, the milk bar is just a lot of fun. It's just a hangout place.
It's a place that I've been able to put together of just creators who everything that all the skeevy ones are trying to do, we literally just hang out and shoot the shit and
Yep, yeah, it's literally like I think milk bar is a good name for it because it's kind of like just a bar. People come in and out, we hang out, we chat, and we just get to know each other.
Yeah, and it's funny because a lot of people who have jumped in on the milk bar did it by accident, and now they're regulars. Like Blood Rain, accident. Dustin was like everybody always hits milk bar because I think they think it's a text channel, and then they join in, and if we're in there, they're like, oh fuck.
Well, I'm in now,
and we're like, welcome to the Gert Gang, like this cult mindset. And then Bitsy, yeah, you can also just hang out and listen. Bitsy hung out and listen. I know Wildcat sometimes comes in and listens.
How does someone get an invite to the milk bar? Here, I got you.
There you go. Yeah. Just
wait, if I can spell, I got you. There you go. There's your invite.
Oh, look, like 8 people did it.
Oh my god. Me, Aaron, and Sleepwalker all on it.
GIFs. Yeah, like GIFs. Dab.
It's pronounced GIF. When I'm in there. Yeah. Again, you can lurk in the milk bar. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. Pumpka, thank you. I'm glad. If anybody, once again, if you think you have something that you want to talk about or bring up for one of these chats, feel free to sign up. I'm booked way past June. Main shows are still open up, so if you are, this sounds like a shitheel thing to say. If you are a bigger creator who has a very unique thing you think you're doing, or maybe me and the Gert Gang, my producers, because all my Patreon members are producers on the show, we'll find creators who we think will be on, or friends. Sometimes I have friends on, like clearly Hunter Badger is a fucking dope dude who you should be checking out. But that just be the way
Follow
it
him.
is.
Subscribe to Anime Daddy on YouTube.
Oh yeah, YouTube. Thanks, dude. But just say Shobani 3 times in the mirror and the milk bar appears. Exactly.
Yep.
But
and if you say Gert Gang 3 times in the mirror, Anime Daddy appears.
Oh my god. I need to start eating more yogurt. I've been on a Cinnabon kick, but
dude, I have IBS, so I have to eat like a yogurt a day to keep my intestines in check.
The conversations we have. All right, everybody. Stick around. We're gonna raid messages, whatever you want it to be. I know we usually do Gert Gang. Let's see who is on currently. Like I said, we're going to jump into a private session. Any of the Patreon members that want to jump into a private session, they are recorded for Patreon, but we do get into it about 15, 20-ish minutes, and then we're going to hang out in the milk bar. My husband said you still owe him breadsticks. Okay. Breadsticks on me. Let's see.
Is it Olive Garden bottomless breadsticks or whatever they call that?
Yes. We only go to Olive Garden in this family. Because
hell yeah. When you're here, your family.
Because we can hear your family. I'm going
Olive Garden sponsor me.
Raid a streamer who I recently found. She's got a bunch of clips up on TikTok, and she's a little active on Twitter, but been cool, fun. I think playing Apex right now.
Ooh, Apex action.
Oh no, playing Enlisted. I don't know normally she plays Apex, but she's playing Enlisted now, so we're gonna see what that is. But we're gonna send her some love. Oops, I need to do it. Hold on, guys. Spelling, spelling /raid. Miss Ash. I think she's a bigger creator too, so I might be. How does everybody feel about rating up? I guess that's the technical term.
I have a story for this. Oh, so when I had the Spider Bros on for the first interview, I did a thing where I was letting all the people I interview choose the raid, just as a thank you for your time kind of thing.
Yeah, hold on.
I don't know how long I'll keep doing that, but they were like, "Hey, raid the Raven Arm." He just hit partner. I'm like, what?
Raven. Yeah, one sec. We're gonna raid.
And it was funny.
Hashtag Gert Gang. Show some love. Don't be wild and crazy because I know how much you guys can be wild and crazy.